Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
Yes, it's Cleveland's longest running podcast and the place to hang with your internet besties. Got questions or comments? The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, of course, being spelled with a K.
Stays Crunchy.
You can also give us a call or message us at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy.
We're available anywhere fine podcasts are, and of course at the website stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And now,
Stays Crunchy.
on
Stays
with the show.
Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
Oh my gosh.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
Well,
Stays
first
Crunchy.
off, I'm glad I didn't buy you that because I've been looking like, damn, would T even use that?
Oh, the boombox box?
Yeah, the boombox lunchbox.
That's what I put all the all my handheld games in. All the stuff for the analog is in there.
Yeah, I hemmed and hawed on it and I hemmed right. So, yesterday, we went to Cedar Point. It's interesting going to Cedar Point with people who don't ride rides or people who aren't old enough to get on certain things.
Yeah.
When your one kid is like, oh man, I want to only get on big shit, and then the first ride, he hurt his neck because he was cowering
So tense.
in my giblets. But this has nothing to do with my story. So on the way home, my partner touched my hands and was like, why are your hands so soft? And I'm like, I work hard on my hands to make them back soft because once upon a time, 2 decades ago, I worked at the post office. And
those calluses, man.
So you have to wear a bunch of lotion.
No, I use to make a cold open. I use a pumice stone. I use like all different types of shit. And then after the post office, we had kids and constantly carrying the diaper bags and the car seat. Man, my hands got back fucked up. And like the calluses on my hands, like they appear like knuckles, and I'm like, I worked hard. You just didn't notice. Mm-hmm. It was I had to bring them back. I had to get back into not fighting shape, but like caressing shape for my hands.
And now you about to be back around and carrying that?
Yeah, I'm about to be carrying another. So I don't know.
Tell her she needs to appreciate it while she's got it.
Yeah, shit.
That's how y'all got that third baby, them soft ass hands.
Yeah, like
soft ass hands. Rarely do I get a title that early in the game, but I like that one. So
I mean, and like my hands are like always not always sweaty, but like they get a little clammy. But not only that, like in the wintertime, they get back ugly again because like I wash my hands so much it just takes out all of the moisture out.
yeah, bruh. Right now my knuckles, look at that. My nails jacked up because I cut them weirdly in Philly because I was like, there's one that was bothering me, so I kind of like half-assed them so they don't look right. My knuckles is nasty right now because I've been cleaning the house. I had to clean the house like my mom was coming over, and so it's like for real, get in there and do like cleaning, like not just whatever. So.
Yeah. I have always have lotion on me. Like I keep that thing on me.
Oh yeah, I keep some hand cream in the car, like because what I thought about was I remember back in the day, in the early 2000s, the term metrosexual was thrown around, and then I was like,
and it was just like men who showered.
Yeah,
and
man,
got
clean
haircuts
people are
and
So,
groomed.
yeah, I'm a metrosexual because I have more than one cleaning step, like so yeah.
You mean you just a bar of soap, wipe it all over you, don't count?
5-in-1 body wash shampoo.
Yeah, because like currently right now, my routine is. And I know this is controversial to people who don't use wash rags, but like I use a silicone scrubber.
Yeah.
Like I have one for my face, like an electric one that heats and shit. But then you still need a rag for your for the man's 5 holes, like my ears and my belly button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, belly buttons are one of those sneaky, dirty things that people don't talk about. And
you humble yourself. Put a Q-tip in your belly button. You'll be like, oh.
I don't know. I don't think I would stop if I did that. Like, because when you in the ear, you're like, oh man,
yeah.
And you're not supposed to do that. But you know what? It's a lot of things on the list you can add to that you're not supposed to do.
If you're not supposed to do it, why does it feel so good?
Right.
Yeah, it's dirty. It's one of those no-nos. One of the no-nos grandma told you about in the corner, but you still do it.
It's like when you're using a bidet and it just hits right, and you're already clean, but you just keep spraying.
Yeah,
we ain't been on for 5 minutes. We ain't even done the intro.
I can't wait to install the bidets at the new house.
I used the bidet in the suite at the arena last night. Mm-hmm. And that shit had a fucking remote control. Like I picked it up off the counter next to me, and there was a menu of options on it. Like the style of the spray, it was swirl.
Oh my God.
It had like pressure gauge. It had temperature. I was sitting on the fucking like Escalade of bidets.
Wait, so the Escalade in the suite, did that like? Wet butthole? Like, how did they have towels in there, or they had an automatic?
I mean, there was
dryer?
toilet paper, and
but you have to put toilet paper on a wet butthole. I feel like that's a recipe for dingleberry.
But it's wet, clean butt though.
Yeah,
so it's just pat and dry.
kind of slides.
But the nature of toilet paper doesn't really like. I mean, I guess when you pee as a woman, it's wet. So okay.
And plus, I mean, you got out of state advantage. Like you don't got to worry about how much toilet paper you're using in toilet. Like,
because I want a bidet, but I keep seeing people on TikTok like have these cloth things. I'm like, I'm not keeping track of all that.
I don't be getting the berries.
No, because I'm a wet wipe. There's a wet wipe everywhere I go with me, in the bathroom where I live and where I'm traveling, whatever. So I'm like wet, then tissue. Okay, yeah, okay.
Where I am a dry, wet, dry guy. Like
that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
You get it going, get it popping, get it locking, get it dropping.
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Yeah, that's how this works. It is the path we walk. Oh my God, I don't know. I think I would want a bidet. I don't know. Y'all all seem to have a good time with bidets, but I like to say all I want. And we talked about it. Like I'm saying, I want them fancy Japanese toilets. I'm telling you,
that's kind of like what this was. Like it had a UV cleaner on it and everything. Man, like when we were at the Airbnb in Philly, that was the one thing about it that I didn't like was there was no bidet on either bathroom.
You gotta travel so dirty. With one now. You gotta get you a little travel bidet.
I've literally looked into that. They have like sprayer contraptions and stuff. But yeah, like I felt so dirty pooping in that Airbnb.
So I think I looked up travel bidet once, and what came up was basically an old school douchebag.
Yeah.
No, it's just like it's the old school pouch with a nozzle.
You might as well get one of those bags that be hanging in your grandma's bathroom and just squeeze it.
What they call it, a douche?
Like the old school douchebag. I'm telling you, that's just basically what it looked like.
No, we just called it a hot water bag.
Well, no, so that's different. That bag looked different. That bag more like cartoonish. It's kind of like a rectangle with a little.
That was for like aches and pains.
Yeah, I thought that was just like the hot bag.
We had attachments to ours.
Fair enough.
I just remember it said like it'd be hanging up in the bathroom. I'm like, oh man, look at that. And play with it in a tub, like squish, 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 squish. Not knowing what it was for.
You're better for that though, right?
I mean, learning is half the battle.
I mean, I'm just finding this out right now.
Oh man,
like live on air.
Yeah, so many different. Like you had to plug in, and then like most likely my mother probably did use it for like for cramps or something like that. Yeah. But I do remember like in the bathroom drawer. It had the other attachments, and I'm like, I know I played with it in the water. I know I did. So, other toys weren't allowed in the bathtub. Speaking of toys in the bathtub, I'll stop talking after this. But like, I was on Instagram or something like that, and I seen one of the Hot Wheels I bought for the boys was worth a lot of money. And they've been playing in that shit. Playing with it in the bathtub.
Oh no!
And then my partner was like, "Oh yeah, I threw that away." I'm like, "Oh okay."
She's become one of those moms who's throwing away like the good comics and shit.
Yeah, I was like, man,
me and my mom have beef. She threw away my stamp collection, my baseball cards,
oh man,
my rock collection. It's been like 35 years, and I'm still sour about that.
My mother. Somewhere and has traveled, mind you, understand. We have lived places. says she has most of my shit still in somewhere in Kansas. So at some point, I'm going to go collect, and we'll see what that what that entails. So
My mom washed my blankie. She like washed it.
Oh.
I'm like, why would you do that?
I have both. A blankie of both the children downstairs. Downstairs? No, one's upstairs and one's downstairs. So I still possess the one Xander's that, like, I don't know what you want to call it, his quilt, but it's not. And Lee's like one of Lee's call them little soft shits, you know what I'm saying? Little wrappy blankets, whatever.
Or like a swaddling cloth.
Yeah, the swaddling joint. So I've held on. I try not to be a hoarder.
Sure.
But you can see I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but also it's slightly just, I don't know, it's more hobby than
I think
but,
hoarder is the level after collector. Like
Yeah.
when you start having like trash on the floor.
Yeah.
That's hoarder.
Dead animals.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid all that. I
Yeah.
I technically have a dead animal over there on my TV stand, but I mean, that's just her ashes. So,
I was about to say that's the next step to a diamond. That's different.
Yeah, you brought that from hoarder to collector.
Like if you had taxidermied her, we'd be having a different conversation. You thought about it?
no, not at all. But now that
Okay.
you say it, I'm like, would that have been dope or awful?
Very awful. If I came here and saw your dog, like, I would have probably left.
I think you had a wasted opportunity. You could have turned some of those teeth into a gold chain or something like that.
Oh, no.
Get at me, dog.
I'm just thinking of a little taxidermy yoked out Jinx just with like a rubber ducky tattoo on her hip or something.
See, you got to take it somewhere. Then
Right.
you can take it somewhere. So that's just all it really is. But I guess we'll get it started, y'all. This is I don't think I've ever done any of these person's lyrics before, and it's technically because I guess he yay representative, but I don't know if he really. I mean,
Let's see.
I mean, come on, bro. You know what it's gonna be. Thinking back, reminiscing on my teens, a young G. Getting paid off the dope fiends, fucking off cash that I made. Nigga, what's the sense of working hard if I never get to play? I'm hustling. Staying out till it's dawn and coming home at 6 o'clock in the morning. Hands on the Glock, eyes on the prize. Fingers on the trigger when a nigga ride. Shooting craps, busting niggas out the dough. Pick my money off the flow. God bless the Trefo. Stuck on full, drunk again. Sipping on gin with a couple of friends. They say these thug life niggas be like major pimps. Sticking to the rules wasn't made for simps. And if I die, let it be. But when it come for me, bury me a G. I ain't got time for bitches. Gotta keep my mind on my motherfucking riches. Cause even when I die, they won't worry me. Mama, don't cry. Bury me a G.
I would call Tupac a Bay Area rapper.
More trouble than the average.
Just May 25,
And I'm living like a savage. Welcome to it. It's episode 546. Thank you. And we on that sack of Rome. I am your host, Savers of 13, George Osborne, best friends. It's the 216s on Tatum.
I had my chance.
Of course, it's the Slavic Villages on Lunchbox 2099.
I didn't crash the car.
Facts. That could have been an issue, but hold up. But wait, there's one more. Literally, at my dining room table, it's my internet bestie turned IRL homie, the host of Oyster Tea, one of the hosts of Cream Patissier. It's a Great British Bake Off podcast. It's Nick motherfucking Jew.
In the building. What it do?
What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
This is a building.
Quite literally. And I'm very, 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 very happy to be able to say that. Nick, welcome to the land.
Thank you.
It's a lovely town.
It really
dig
is.
I've called it home now for 30 plus years. And, 30 years exactly this year, in fact. So I've been here for 30 years straight. And I dig it.
Not my first time in the Midwest,
Yeah.
but
Let's discuss.
yeah. Okay.
One,
Okay.
something I only recently discovered, and I was like, that's crazy. Cleveland's further east than Atlanta.
Sure.
I don't think Cleveland should be counted as the Midwest. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
I just think Cleveland is what is the end of the East Coast.
Okay.
Just basically based on our construction, basically based on our history, based on so much and so long. Also, we just don't bang like the Midwest do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Midwest happenings that we don't ride with. And so, and I think that's what always makes Cleveland attractive to guests. They'll come in here and they'll be like, oh, okay, this got a little something to it.
It does.
That makes it like feel home to people from a certain segment. And it's, I don't know, I appreciate it. Every time I leave it, I appreciate coming to it. I get it. You know, your New York's of the world, your San Francisco's of the world, your LA's, your whatevers. They have their own Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
That's my man's. But I don't know. Home is special to me, and it's where I made a family. It's where I made my fortune. Not really, because I'm poor, middle class. It's just whatever. But it is it's something I'm always happy to share with people, because I rarely have somebody come through and say something. So you'll see people on the internet talking wild records about Ohio. Ohio means loser and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
that's Gen Alpha, and you should really ignore people who are 8.
for sure. But also just like, you don't know what Ohio is because you've never been here. You
Right.
talk that shit, but you have no idea what's popping here.
Yeah.
Rosenberg is here because horse wrestling. And I got to see, he was at a baseball game last night, and he ate a happy dog, ate a slider dog with cereal on it and shit. And I'm like, okay, Rosenberg, I see you doing the damn thing. And like, everything's in town this weekend. There's a piano convention happening right now. There's wrestling. There was, of course, the Hall of Fame game this Thursday, which is just down the road in Canton, which means everybody was here too.
There was like a yo-yo team on East 4th last night.
Wow.
Nice. So it is.
Walking the dog.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
The Guards are playing the Orioles right now, and so
Did you say Orioles or Oreos?
the O's is playing the Guards right now, and so you know what I'm saying, baseball's in town too. So it's like, it's really popping in the city right now, and so I'm like, what do you think? Because I'm always like, and that's another thing. What it is we are passionate about our city, but we're also super scared somebody not gonna like us.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever heard bad things about Cleveland specifically. I mean, sure I have, but so the other Midwestern places I've been to is Detroit and Kansas City, and the other one.
Kansas City, Plain State.
Yeah,
Kansas City, Missouri, or did you cross over to KCK?
I was in Missouri.
Okay.
So I went to St. Louis and Kansas City. That felt very typically Midwestern to me. So does Detroit. It's very flat. You know, there's not a lot of green things in the part of Michigan that I was in. I feel like every city has like a soul of the city that you can really get if you go. So I haven't been downtown yet, so I don't know what that's like. But so far, being here, it's lovely. Everything's so green and gorgeous, and the trees and the architecture and like the people have been pretty nice so far too. Like, I think that the thing that makes it Midwestern for me is the people. Like, people are very nice here. It doesn't feel typical big city. But I also know that like, I go into a new place with a lot of curiosity and wonder and respect. So I think people encounter me differently than other people who come in like, this is not like New York. I'm very like, hi, what is this? Like, and people are always very nice to me. So
Yeah.
so far, I love Cleveland.
It's a vibe, and I think downtown should be kind of popping today because like it's so much action.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fucking just shit show down there today.
just bad parking, expensive parking is all it's going.
I think I'm gonna try to take like the bus to the ballpark.
Again, I have a car. I can get you anywhere you need
Yeah.
to be. I can be your little Uber. Relax.
You know what it is because I live in DC, and when people come to DC, I be like, okay, so you could get on this train to come to my house. You could take the Uber because I'm not getting in the car.
No. I work from home, so I'm never in the
Right.
streets no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to I'll gladly. I cleaned the car out for you, homie.
I
I
mean,
mean, French fries have been in my car. I had to vacuum up yesterday. But
look,
it did.
if you with it, I'm with it. I'm down.
Yeah, I got you. And so, like I said, it's just fun to have somebody come in and visit and get a little taste of my home, my literal home in this case. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the city I call home. So I fuck with it. I'm glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Let's do some show. I got one article, and of course it's about weed because I'm always about that weed shit. But that's because I'm excited about the turn of events that is happening here. Let me click that link.
And from listening to Skim, I am up on the local politics.
See, I try to keep
Chatting with the resident yesterday, I was like, oh yeah, I know all about that.
Then I've done my part, people. I've done what I'm supposed to do. This is from Morgan Trial over at WEWS. That's Channel 5 here in Cleveland, Ohio, where Ohioans can buy recreational marijuana Tuesday. Yes, people, it's that time. By the time you hear this, you could be high. Legally high. You know what I'm saying? Where it matter not. Columbus, Ohio. Ohio's long-awaited recreational marijuana sales begin on Tuesday, August 6th. That's a full month ahead of schedule, as y'all remember. We've talked about this stuff a lot. Proud of that. Ohioans like Derek Johnson have been waiting for this day since voters legalized adult use cannabis last November. It's about time, Johnson said. People will be allowed to finally smoke in peace. Clevelander John Turner was picking up some of his medical cannabis when we stopped him, with him saying He wanted to spread the love. What am my family doing is out here bumping over these headphones? Jesus. I want to see everybody else with smiles on their faces finally able to enjoy what I've been enjoying for about a year now, Turner said. Medical dispensaries were able to apply to sell recreationally at the beginning of the summer. Sales were anticipated to start in June. They were not, because trust me, we read about this, but it became slightly delayed. That being said, the state is still ahead of schedule. See, technically, they have until September to issue the first batch of licenses. The Division of Cannabis Control has given provisional licenses to 134 dispensaries as of late July, so they could sell both medically and recreationally once they receive final approval. A group of stores received approval Friday morning that they would be receiving their license with a certificate of operation, meaning their sales could start Tuesday. Amplified Dispensary in Cleveland Heights told me they will be one of the first sellers. There's nothing more I can ask for, General Manager Marvin Keys said. I'm ready to get in here and increase the workload. Keys anticipates 200 people in his shop on opening day. His team has been preparing for months, which our news team has been covering, and the staff is ready to help serve to any new customer. I don't like them saying serve. Serve sounds like fiendish behavior, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah, people needed like a PR team for these interviews. Like, they need a little more enthusiasm. Punch it up a little bit.
You got people in there that are really big flower consumers, and they can tell you the ins and outs of flower. He said, I have got people that can teach you and educate you on edibles. I got people who that are vape gurus. Medical patients should know that they will still be prioritized in this process, he added. If it does start to get a little bit low, we have quantity thresholds where I'm cutting recreational off because I need my I still need my med patients in Ohio to be able to get their medicine, the manager said. Nice. Although Johnson is thrilled, he said the Ohio has more to do when it comes to equity. I want the people that are locked up for marijuana offenses to get released, to have those charges dropped or expunged off their record, Johnson said. It's 2024, let's update the world. State lawmakers are currently working on bills that would expunge certain low-level offenses. That isn't the only thing the state is trying to do. Governor Mike DeWine, although he didn't want to comment Friday, did say he was appreciative of the cannabis division. He has been worried that the longer the sales took to start, the larger the black market would grow. The black market.
Why I gotta be black?
Always. He credited the Department of Commerce for making sure that they work quickly as possible, DeWine spokesperson Dan Tierney said. And it's a little more to that story. I just want y'all to know we can buy weed legally come Tuesday in this great state. Here's where you can go get your trees legitimately and legally. Oh, cool. This is right around the corner. Amplify. Amplify CH is at 1782 Coventry Road in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Therapy Cannabis, 13429 Lakewood Heights Boulevard in Cleveland. G Leaf Warren, it's in 2932 Youngstown Road, southeast in Warren. Plus other cannabis company locations in Dayton, Logan, Marietta, and Monroe. So that particular company just has a few stores. Zen Leaf in Canton, 3224 Cleveland Ave, Northwest in Canton. Zen Leaf Cincinnati, 8420 Vine Street in Cincinnati. And other Verano locations in Bowling Green and Dayton. The Landing Dispensary in Cleveland, which is on West 3rd, so that's downtown Cleveland. Oh, nice little downtown weed spot. Oh, we're okay. Sooner than later, they're going to be delivering weed in this state, aren't they? The world will change. No, that's at Cincinnati. No, there's a Landing Dispensary in Cleveland. There's a Landing Dispensary in Cincinnati, which is at 4029 Smith Road in Cincinnati, Ohio, plus the locations in Columbus and Monroe. So there you go, people. Go get your legal bud.
I would highly recommend, if you've never done so, to go talk to like a bud tender or ganjier or whatever. Ganjier, I don't know how they pronounce it.
Like that.
But like
that word.
Somebody who knows weed, like, and loves talking about weed, go talk to them. It's just like going to wine tasting or talking to like a sommelier. Like, they love what they do.
But less spitting in the bucket.
Yes.
Our friend just graduated from weed college. And so a part of our whole situation is learning all the stuff, and in fact she got to grow her own strain is the terminology, and they like her strain so much they want to teach people how to grow it at the school.
That's awesome.
So I kind of fuck with that, because for years her husband was like, one day they're gonna legalize it, and I'm gonna buy a plot of land up north in Michigan, because we call that land up north. It's a weird Ohio thing. And I'm going to grow weed. And when they finally legalize it here in November, you can grow up to 12 plants in a household, 6 plants per adult. And so they've been working on it, and it's gorgeous. Her weed looks so good.
I mean, everyone should follow the California model. It sucked because they tax the shit out of it. It's
Yeah.
like 30% taxes. But all that money goes back to the state, to the schools, to the roads, whatever. So, like, I don't see why everybody doesn't do that.
Yeah, that is one of the backwards things about living here. Is like we always say Cleveland is different than the rest of the state.
But that's the case. Honestly, that's the case even in California. You've got your major liberal metropolitan areas. But my opinion, I've always said this, if you cut the country in half from west to east, everything at the bottom is the South. With very small exceptions. You've got LA. But like Southern California, very Republican.
Yeah, San Diego is all Navy
Oh my
and
God.
stuff they got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all military time.
Orange
Right?
County.
Always hear about how right leaning that particular area of the country is. So yeah. But I don't know. I appreciate that in this state, the governor and the Senate of this state were trying their best to fuck with this law. But the House was like, that law is written well. Everything about it is laid bare. It's fine. We don't need to mess with this.
And the people voted for it.
Yeah. And that's the case. And for once, they let the will of the people stand. So, like I said, our THC levels is stupid. Because they was trying to say, it's too high, you got to cut that back. And so, I'm like, you'll have some good, Ohio weed is real good.
Yeah.
And, So, if you are going to be, if that is going to be what you take up as your thing, again, you can buy it legally starting Tuesday.
I love that for y'all.
I love that myself. There you go, people. Welcome to it. That's the only news story I pulled for the week. You know what it is. First up, as always, is Tatum. And what's the good word?
Lots of good words. Moist is not one of them, but yeah, it's been a busy week. But like I said, I went to Cedar Point yesterday. It was an adventure. Every year we get to go on my partner's job. She works for a place that actually treats people like adults. So we like it's different trips every year. Like last year we went to Kennywood instead of going to Cedar Point, which was interesting. But this year we went to Cedar Point, and it seems like man, wasn't as good as it usually is. Like the food wasn't that great. The rides were buggy. It was just dead bugs and stuff everywhere. But man, it make me really miss Geauga Lake.
I miss Geauga Lake so much. I wish I could have experienced it as an adult.
Yeah, I wish it was like somewhere close. I mean, Sandusky isn't that far, but at the same time, it was it was like, I guess to me it wasn't great because it was hot outside and waiting in line to get a headache isn't my favorite thing to do. It was this the ride called the Scrambler, which
It sounds treacherous.
oh man, the kids loved that, and I was just like, this is making my knees hurt so bad. But it's interesting seeing things through a child's eyes when I just got to be like, stay cool, ice cold. You know this ain't cool. But they're having a good time, and man, I'm kind of sad it got cut short by the rain, but man. So we started off at I forgot the name of the ride, but it's a big boat. And you know, some people sit on this side, some people sit on this side, and then
want to do this?
yes, it's right at the front of Cedar Point. And like I said, my son, he was just like, "This is too much." And
The last time I rode a ride, that was at the IX Indoor Amusement Park. Their version was Egyptian themed.
oh yeah,
And my big ass, as big as my ass is, was like, I feel like I'm literally sliding out this
oh
motherfucking
man,
seat. And I think I might die here at the IX Indoor Amusement Park, which would be real fucked up, really ruin it for a lot of people.
That's why I don't ride rides. But like, my mama got to bury me because I was on a ride.
But it just, every time it did that, I would go a little further. And I'm like, nigga, I'm about to fucking die at the IX Indoor next to my family and Lady Love. It's about to be a real fucking situation. I have not ridden a ride since. I promise you that. It was the wrap up. I was like, I'll never do this again because fuck that. Fuck that ride is my point, sir.
yeah. It wasn't that great. The only ride I remember, I was just like, oh, this don't feel right. Some people call it the witch's wheel, but I forgot. It's called. I think it was with the rotor.
Yeah.
Where you like
Stick to the wall.
man.
Yeah.
Rotor man.
Gravitron.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, Gravitron work different. Gravitron's the one with you slide up the wall, right?
Yeah,
The little-
but you're like inside of a thing, and it spins, and you can like.
So rotor was a thing at Cedar Point where it's basically a tube, and it spun,
No.
and then the ground would drop out from underneath.
No. Yeah, that's the gravitron too. The center would drop. Yeah.
And we had a guy there who I didn't know was a guy until years later because I went. Let's say I went in 8th grade. It's like, oh shit, that dude is not getting off this ride. That's crazy. Then I go, as a grown man, I was married, didn't have kids yet. And I'm like,
this motherfucker's still here.
yo, that's the dude I was talking about. Still there.
Dang.
As it turns out, a known guy. The history of this area, everybody knows the rotor guy. You know what I'm saying? And we looked up, like, because Jug Lake's been closed for a decade, probably plus at this point.
Shit.
Oh, longer than that.
20 years.
Wow. And so we looked it up recently, and as just discussing, and he was a known. And
That's
people were
crazy.
trying to
Motherfucker
find him.
had a Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the rotor man is a big thing. That's what I miss about what you call. So they had a version of that.
No, I was just I was saying like that's the one where I felt close to death because I felt myself slipping down when I was riding. I'm like, ain't no bottom in this bitch. And then like I'm slipping down, I was like, I did not like that. So I don't think I got on the rotor ever again after that. But so we did that, and that because like that's right at the beginning, and my partner is pregnant, so she gladly spent the money to get a scooter.
Yeah.
So we got a scooter, and like me and Spud was like, going to some of the bigger stuff. And my youngest son, like, he is in between the age where he's tall for his age, so he can get on bigger rides. But he was like, man, I'm fucking with Snoopy all day.
I know that's right.
And what was crazy was like, I guess they put lower value in that part of the park, so it'd be like, hey, from this time to this time, this ride is open. So all these other rides aren't open, and you just gotta ride what you can, which sucked because like we'll have to go back. It was like, I want to get on the helicopters, and my oldest son was like, I want to get on that up there, and I don't want to be with you.
I think you gotta divide and conquer. Like if you like to ride rides, you go with him. Your partner go with the baby, do the baby rides, and I'll meet up for lunch.
And that is what I tried to implement, but then I miss Anthony, and then it's like it's a phone call, and I can't answer the phone because I'm on a big ride, and then like I missed the call, and I got to call 5 times because we don't know where you are in this huge park, and like it was a trial by fire.
That's the ice machine filling up.
Oh.
I saw everybody like head start. What is this static coming from? Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
I
Like
thought it was the rain.
we got through it, but it was an interesting time because like we tried to get some of the bigger roller coasters, and at the same time it was like I said from the beginning, my son was scared of some things, and he ought to be like, I want to get on this, but then realize through the process that he didn't want to get on that.
Yeah.
So we got on a lot of rides. It's this a newer ride, I believe it's called the Wild Mouse. It should not have been in the kids section. So it's a pretty small roller coaster, but I mean it's still a roller coaster. Goes up a fair amount, drops down, and spins the entire time. And it was insane. So the first time I was like, this not that bad. And the kids got on, that's great. To fast forward, we got on it right before we left, and I was in a different position. That bad boy did not stop spinning. And I was in pretty the middle of the ride, and it was just like, no more. It just kept spinning. And we were waiting to get off, and it was just like boom, 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 boom. I was like, this is madness. Of course, I said we got on the scrambler. The boys just wanted to keep getting on the scrambler, and unfortunately, it does the same thing, but you spin, and then in your individual car, and then the other thing spins. And when I was getting on there, it was some older black women, and this shit was hilarious. First, because it's funny, like when you have interactions with people and they want you to be on their side, and I'm like, I'm just looking down because I'm not going to be on your side when you just talking some bullshit. Mm-hmm. So she walks up to the ride, and I'm already sitting in there. She's like, how do I get in here? I'm like, oh, well, you got to, pull the thing back and open it up. You better come open this. I paid to get in here. I was like, okay. So
Here we go.
I just like look away automatically. And then like, she's like, oh, I got it. And then, so it was, I'm sitting like, it's I think it's like 4 pods. So it's one lady in front of me, another lady on the side of me, and they're together. So she said, "Oh, yeah, you better go do it for me. I paid to get in here." Then she sit down, and then so they get in the ride, and you could just their commentary, them talking together. It's like, "Oh shit! Oh no!" And then the woman was like, "I ain't getting no more rides after this." And then and the other one's like, "We just ate." I was like, "Oh, it was super funny." And he was like, "I'm gonna have a seat after this." Oh, so it's always funny to like the different people you see and people watching at an amusement park, especially
top tier.
Yeah, because the different types of people that you see, like first of all, like in 90-degree wet weather, why are you wearing jeans? I don't understand that. Then it's funny. I thought of tea yesterday. It was a big assortment of white pants going around, and I was just like,
in the rain.
Oh man! So,
at an amusement park.
At an amusement park. And it was funny, like, me and my son was waiting to get on the Wild Mouse, and these ladies walked past, and clearly wearing, like, their best Miami Beach attire. And it's these white see-through pants. Oh, no. And both of them are wearing, like, black thongs underneath. Oh, right. My son was like, he looked at me. I'm like, yeah, I guess it was going to happen one of these days. And that was pretty funny.
It's like the Deion Cole thing. It's like, you catch yourself looking at ass and you catch someone else looking at the same ass.
Well, he kind of like, he was like, what is that? That's the meanest set of pancakes I've ever seen. I'm like, oh. I'm sorry it wasn't what it should have been, my friend. But, yeah, but it was an interesting time. We had fun, and then on the way, like where we parked at, like it was by pretty much the edge of the park, because we were trying to find the best possible place to park. Yeah. And it was, first of all, a lot of metal roofs over there.
We discovered as we drove back from Philadelphia, a section of Pennsylvania that had. It was nothing but metal roofs, and we decided the metal roof salesman came through that town and made a killing because it was just like a lot.
Yeah,
it's interesting because I looked it up after that, like the pros and cons of having a metal roof on your house, and if you could afford it, it's an all con. I mean, all pro. Nice. So usually when you go to Cedar Point, it's like in and out. So we had went this other way, and it's also like all beach houses and like a very affluent looking area. So, like I said, it started raining. It started raining hard as hell, and that shit looked like every video you see on CNBC that's in Florida. It's like, and it's just like fucking trees falling in the street. And I was just like, oh man,
like a mid-90s R&B music video.
No. Yet again, that would have been white pants and
leather vest.
Yeah, but that shit looked scary as hell.
No, don't leave.
Popping.
I wish it was that. I wish I would have seen Chris Brown sliding on his knees through that water. That would have been the best. But it was 5 miles on this peninsula, and then make a right.
Yeah.
But we made it home. Not.
Gotta get Fazoli's.
Oh no, we did not get Fazoli's. Like the last couple times I've been to Fazoli's, it has been the breadsticks ain't been the breadstick game. First of all, if you're going to Fazoli's, I need to make sure I'm sitting in and having the breadsticks there.
Yeah.
Because
What's Fazoli's?
It's a pizza chain. They are just not. I can't say they everywhere, but then they are because I know that the Dope Boys reviewed Fazoli, so I mean they got to be out west.
It's an episode of Vice Principals, and it's like, hurry up, we going to Fazoli's. So it's in the zeitgeist.
It's like a little pizza spot, but they make mean ass breadsticks.
Okay,
and they sell them. They give it to you with just about everything, and they sell them separately. So it's like if you order something, you're gonna get like 5 of them shits. Buy a pizza, you're gonna get like 8 of them, and then you just buy some extra. And every time I walk in that motherfucker, I order amounts that are just ignorant. Like it's still in my freezer right now, downstairs in the chest freezer. And so they don't believe me when I'm ordering them because I'm ordering them amounts.
They're like, for real?
And I'm sorry, what? How many would you like? And I'm like, how many come in a bag? It's 8 in a bag. Okay, take that number and then multiply that by 12.
Right.
And then you'll get what I'm asking you for.
Y'all don't have Jack in the Box here, right?
No.
The Jack in the Box tacos come 2 in an order, and my brother and his like football team after practice would just go to Jack in the Box and order an ignorant amount of tacos, like 75 orders of tacos.
I think it's a Jack in the Box. I know it's one in Southern Ohio. Like when I seen it, I just went in there and it was like, I don't really know what I can really order here, but I had to go in.
Let me know next time I tell you what to get.
Fazoli's is one of those places where it's like, I don't know if anything else is good there. Like everything else I've tried there, it's just like, it's decent, but the breadsticks are so good that it doesn't matter.
Yes. They got Cheesecake Factory branded cheesecake.
Man, every time I've been there, I'm like, oh, let me get that. Oh, we don't have any more today. It's out. Like that has literally happened 4 times because it's one in Canton down the street from the Bojangles.
Okay.
So every time I'm in Canton, I'll get like 6 Fazoli breadsticks, and then I try to get that cheesecake because it's a lemon cream cake cheesecake.
Yeah.
And they'll never have it. But
actually, you just gotta go slide through the Cheesecake Factory at that point. Like, how many holler at y'all there?
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory got a new cake now. It's a layered cake with berries in it. I'm like, I keep on getting that email. It's gonna have to go down sooner or later. I mean, one of the few good things about Cheesecake Factory, if you join their birthday club, if you got a different email address, go for it because you can have a free cheesecake every month.
Just run it down the line. I ain't pulling my ID out. Just give me my cake.
Yeah, you don't have to do nothing but sign up for it. And like it's like, you know, you get $10 off meals and stuff like that. And Cheesecake Factory, I don't care what that lady said. Fuck that list. Cheesecake Factory is great.
I just don't know if it's first date material. I
would go on a first date to the Cheesecake
I
Factory.
always was like, it's more like third date material because it's just such a stupid ass menu. So much going on there. It's like that's some shit we got to know each other a little bit, so we kind of can freestyle a little easier. I think.
I think if you
but you order don't matter what the other person wants,
right?
And not only that, bomb ass drinks.
That's what I was gonna say. Take me to Cheesecake Factory on a first date. I would like to sit at the bar.
Okay.
That would be a decent first date because I don't think the first date is the one where you go all out.
Yeah.
Because then you've got the bar has been set. So now I'm gonna want that every time we go out.
Because Cheesecake Factory is like, you're not being cheap.
But it's still casual. It's not like
you have to dress up to go there.
But I speak for just me because I know a lot of women who are like, you better.
Well, okay. This is the 5 reasons I think is a great place to go. First of all, Cheesecake Factory ain't never in a bad area.
Fair. Always safe.
Always safe. 1 is huge. It's like, you don't
need a reservation.
You don't need a reservation.
It's deceptively big.
Yes.
It's too big.
Yeah, but like,
if it's like a mall, you're like, it's too much. It's too much restaurant.
It's a factory.
It's a factory. Yeah, what are you talking
It sounds
about?
like you're just overwhelmed by the choice.
That's exactly what it is. I am paralyzed by that much
So,
choice.
as a person who suffers from analysis paralysis, you look at the menu before you go.
See, and then, so here's the deal. Last month, Cheesecake Factory was for Xander's graduation? Had to be. Whatever. We went to go kick it. And so it's me, Vanessa, okay, my family. Vanessa's mom. Everybody got to bring a friend. And then some people brought a friend.
Oh, yeah, like 30 deep at the
Oh, you
Cheesecake Factory.
extra 15%.
So, yeah, we did, you hit that little number. But then, they bring Vanessa's mom's food out. And it's chicken. She got into it, she's about to eat it. And I'm like, whoa.
That's
hold
red.
on. That's pink.
Yuck.
Oh, sexy red.
Pause. They bring me my sandwich. And I bite into it. I get a chicken sandwich. It's a chicken sandwich.
Uh-oh.
You can't run it. Burnt the shit.
Oh.
Tasted burnt shit. Look fine. Tasted burnt shit. Like they need to change their
The
oil.
old grease.
Yeah. And we tell this to the server. And I'm like, because we always try to have a gentle hand with service, especially in post-COVID
A large
times.
party.
Yeah, because they didn't cook it.
Yeah. And so we like, look, this is not a fight. I'm not angry. Just make sure it don't go on the bill. That's all I wanted. That was it. But she was bugging out because I know somebody has probably come at her the wrong way. So the manager come over there and he bugging out. And I'm like, look, man, I need you to relax, baby.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. I'm gonna make sure it's off the bill. And you good. Well, I'm gonna make sure you guys get a cheesecake. It's on us. Don't worry about it. Hey, that's great.
Right.
I was gonna buy a cheesecake. If you want to put it on your bill, cool. Be sweet to her. She didn't do nothing wrong. And then this motherfucker, we seen him off in the cut, going off on her, and I'm like, "You bitch made motherfucker!"
He
I
went
just
off
told
on
you
her,
that.
yeah.
I just told you she didn't cook the food. Like Ed just said, she didn't cook the food. She just took the order. That's the back of house problem. She can't check the food to make sure it was whatever.
Hold on. Let me cut into. Okay, hold on. Let me go talk to Jim.
For me, like what works 100% of the time is I just don't eat the food, and eventually they'll
Somebody
be
will
like,
notice, like,
they'll be
"You
like,
didn't like it?"
and I'll be like, it's raw.
Yeah.
Because to me, like as a person, I've never worked in food service, but I've worked in customer service. I don't like people who complain about food. It's like the quickest way to get your shit like spit in. So what I am gonna do is just not eat the food, and eventually the server is gonna be like, is there something wrong with it? And I'm gonna be like, yes.
Yeah.
And one
And
thing.
it's always taken off the bill. I don't like to ask for shit. I like to present my problem and let them solve it for me.
Yeah. My one rule of thumb is not get my shit spit in. I don't care what's going on with it. Do not take my shit back to the kitchen.
Yeah, I never send food back. Ever.
You can bring me a slice of cheese. You can I remember we were at House of Blues, and then I said I didn't like the chicken, and you were like, man, why didn't you just have it sent back? I was like, I just not gonna do it. It's like if I don't like it, I'm just not going to eat it because, like, asking for. I don't know if they felt offended that you was like, this nigga wants some pasta now. Well, he getting flow pasta. Like, I'm good. Like, I can stop at Subway and get a 6-inch on the way back. It's not. I don't like. Yeah. So
basically, I try to avoid that, like you said, so by being ahead of the curve, and then I got a fucked up situation. So it's just like, one, I don't have to date ever again in my life. In fact, I never will date another day in my life. I guarantee you. It's just like, whatever happens, no thank you. I'm good.
I'm almost there as well. Fuck it. Getting a cat.
It's just my thoughts on the matter. Is that I feel like if my kid was going on a date, I'm like, don't go there first. But I understand why y'all say it makes a fine first option.
It's just so many options because, like, man, the kids' meal is bomb there.
Yeah.
Like, you can get a piece of salmon, mashed potatoes, and broccoli for less than $10. Like, it's so many, like, ways you can just finagle things there. So it's like, oh man, I only wanted some macaroni and cheese bites. Guess what they got?
Yeah.
But they also got pot stickers. Like, it's just like so many things where you can just be like, I can satisfy every itch that can be scratched, and then on top of that, I get a slice of cheesecake to go. And guess what?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever eaten the cheesecake in that restaurant.
The parking lot is well lit, so I'm not getting robbed on the way out this bitch too. And I can stop at J. Crew and get some slacks for church tomorrow. So
they got an egg roll that I'm never gonna be able to eat because it's got bacon in it. But dreams, man. Dreams.
Man, yeah, that is one of the things though that does happen from time to time. You get your mouth ready for something, it's like, oh, we don't got that no more.
My mouth all ready for hash.
You gotta have a backup plan.
Yeah, it makes it two. It's real. It's a plan A and a plan B. You're right. You are so right. So, but you got home safe.
Yeah, got home safe. got everybody ready for bed, and it's gonna be like after this I got more house stuff to do. I got
Floor guys day.
What's that?
Floor guys today.
Floor guys is on Monday.
Okay.
But we're not doing anything to the basement. But I'm gonna go over there and clean the carpet, and I'm gonna stop at my mother's house and get the floor fan to blow the air and shit like that. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of stuff to do. And I've been trying to pick out a crib because we don't have a crib. I guess we could use. I guess go backwards compatible. I'm sure I could piece together a crib, but I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah.
The baby deserves something new.
something to call his own.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So house stuff is good, looking good. Everything in running in order.
Nah, man.
Oh shit.
Man, it's just so much stuff to do. You don't you moving into somebody else's house, and I'm like, it looks okay, but then it's like, oh man, y'all done clean behind the dryer in 10 years. What's wrong with y'all ass?
Facts. Yes, it's like little things like that you are going to discover along the way.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Have you cleaned behind the dryer the last 10 years?
Yeah,
I have. I'm actually kind of. Once we found out about how often fires happen with that, something I do kind of regularly. I get in there and actually clean out the hose. I've replaced the hose completely. Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention
Well, if I die in a house fire, you know why.
It's just one of those things. Different strokes. I mean, different things are different important to different people. Like, because we currently live in a ranch, but we're moving into a 2-story house, and I'm like, I had to sit my one son down. Like, hey man, don't be playing in the fucking water in this house, because he'll be in the bathroom. He's like, where is this dude at? And I'm like, if something happen and go down, we gonna be fucked, man. Because we don't live in a 1-story house where shit that's going to the basement. It's like, oh, I can just clean that up real quick. That's gonna go through this and this and this. And I'm like, I am petrified now, because kids don't pay attention and they don't they don't realize that shit'll be fucked up. And it's like, well, I left the water on for 4 hours.
Vanessa left the damn sink on yesterday. And that's the second time it's happened. I'm just like, what is going on that you are not hitting that sink all the way off? Because twice is too many.
Yeah.
But it's also what is going on that has you not remembering to do that? So now I'm already worried about that too.
Yeah. I came home, the refrigerator was open. I'm like, what is y'all doing?
I've had that happen before, but that's age. They walked away. Xander, almost 21 years old. Just you walk in the bathroom and he been home this week a lot more because his lady out of town. What the hell? Why am I seeing you so often? It was actually out of pocket. And then he tell me,
Xander got a weird case. Why is he around?
Then he tells me his lady's out of town. I'm like, there we go. Okay, I'm glad to see him because, like I said, I hadn't kicked it with him this often in a stretch.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
But you'll go in the bathroom, it's just a pair of socks in front of the sink.
There's a genetic predisposition in men to not put socks in a receptacle.
Look, you can probably look. It might be my socks underneath that coffee table right there.
I want to know what it is about y'all.
But it's it's funny to me that he stopped right there in front of the sink. That means he washed his hands, taking his socks off, and let them bitches run.
That just must be my metro side, because I am pretty strict about my socks. First of all, a lot of my socks say left and right.
Okay.
So I have to keep them together, because I'll get no, I'm not wearing a right and a right. I'm not wearing a left and a left. So, I'm pretty meticulous about balling my socks up, because I'm not wearing a right and a right. But yeah, the other kid, there be socks everywhere, for no reason. But yeah, I think I talked enough.
It's all good. It's all good. Well then, it's a little time for service up lunch. A little story time with Lunchbox. What's the good word, bro?
So I went to that wrestling themed nightclub
Right
pop up thing around the corner here the other night, and I am so glad I did. It was a lot of fun.
That's one from what I know from the internet, and you can tell me if I'm wrong with that. That is when Mark Henry's son was introduced as getting a contract.
I have a video of it on my phone.
Oh, wow.
Nice! So dope.
Yeah, I actually recorded that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his son was real cool. He had nice stage presence about him, everything. Yeah.
As Rosenberg was saying, how much he that he's known him since he was little, and how how good he can makes him control the crowd. So I was like, that's dope that that is a thing. So how was that experience overall, just in general, that room, that space, and the event itself?
So I'd never been in that area before. I don't know like when they acquired that, because when we went there back in the day,
that was the top bowling alley.
Oh, okay.
So now
they expanded it or something?
No, they just got rid of the top bowling alley. They only have the bottom alley where we hung at now.
Yeah, because I didn't go in through the front of the place. I went through the side.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I got there probably about 15 minutes after it started. And the crowd didn't really pick up until like later in the show. So it felt like kind of like a sad concert at first for a while, because there was just like a handful of us in front of the stage.
Yeah.
And so it was like the DJ. There was a DJ spinning the music on the machinery, but then there was like a hype man running around the stage.
Yes.
You know, like, I need you all to get your energy levels up. This crowd sucks. You know, that kind of shit. Yeah. Wrestling heel work with like DJ hype man shit. And there was some nice like mixes. Like, you know, I was impressed with some of the work early. Some of it was a miss.
Yeah.
Some of it was pretty like, oh shit. And then like more people started filling in, and they did a lot. Like, I was like shocked that they mixed so much like non-wrestling theme music with like actual wrestling theme stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a nice mix. Like, it was like you guys spent a lot of time in my car last weekend. You know, like the kind of shit that comes on.
Yeah.
It was basically my Spotify playlist, like just mixed together.
Yeah.
It was like fucking Saliva into like Christian's entrance theme, or fucking Taylor Swift into HBK, something like shit like that, you know, like. Yeah. And Mark Henry came out about halfway through like 9 o'clock, and he did he really do a DJ set for an hour? I don't know, but he was behind the laptop and the boards. But yeah, like it was a lot of fun. Like I dipped out about 20 minutes early before the end, just because I was trying to make it to Chipotle because I hadn't had dinner.
Yeah.
And I go over to the Chipotle over here, and like they're supposed to be open until 11, but they locked the doors and weren't letting people in. Fucking that's infuriating.
Yeah.
So I ended up eating Raisin Canes.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't terrible. They actually like held it down the other night.
The Raisin Canes over here is usually pretty nice. They usually give me a free drink when I go in there. It's just consistent. It's not good. It's not bad. But it's like it's just consistent. And if you can get them to get you well done fries, it's even better.
The one thing I will say though about the nightclub experience was they did not do a good job of editing out the N-word from the songs, and it was a room full of a lot of white folks.
It was real.
And a lot of them seemed to know the words like I did.
And if you don't know,
so it's
now
like,
you know.
I don't know who was shouting what, because it was a mixed crowd. Don't get me wrong, but there was a lot more white folk than others, as it so usually goes at a wrestling show. So I know those words were bandied about, but I don't know by who, because it was a dark room with lasers.
You was looking around like, hey, not you. Stop.
But there was also people like dancing to the songs that I was just like, really? You know this song? You don't look like the type that would know this song, but you know this song? Like people in there singing Kendrick Lamar. Like they just straight up played the diss track.
I need you to know,
and I have a video of it.
It is without a doubt, hands down, the song of the summer, #1 selling song in the country of this year. It's over the song. That's going to be possibly a Grammy award-winning song, which is so funny.
He does have the opportunity to do the funniest shit ever.
Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody give him a Grammy right now. It might come true, which is insane to me. I hope. Oh my God, that's one of them wish upon a star kind of things. So, of course they know it. You gotta know it. Mamas know that song at this point. That's one of them hits.
All I know is A minor. That's all I know. I couldn't tell you another single fucking word in the whole song.
It's the drop
the
it
best
like
part.
it's hot. It's definitely the new drop it like it's hot.
Yeah. It's no. Man, could you imagine getting this to a popular track? You know what I'm saying? We know the No Vaselines. We know everything I'm saying. We know the diss tracks, the bitching you and all that shit. Okay, weed.
Yeah.
We.
Okay, fair. We. But nobody knows the diss tracks, and now motherfuckers is like, you would go to Atlanta when you need a check balance, motherfucker. Like, oh no.
It's funny like how you can tell like not necessarily generations, but like the two camps who are people who are tired of hearing it. And it's like, I'm tired of hearing it after the third time I heard it. It's just, you just sound like a hater.
Are Drake fans.
Or it seems, or old heads. It seems like to me.
Or old heads are people who don't really like Kendrick or Drake.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I love it. I love that you got to get down.
They played a lot of Kendrick in there though. It was like at least 4 tracks.
Which is
Kendrick
so
was a
interesting
part of.
because I wouldn't associate him with like dance music, like songs you could dance to.
But yeah, like I said, it was like just a lot of beat mixing and a minor. What's the actual name of that song?
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us. Okay, they actually played Not Like Us almost like just in its entirety as itself.
Right.
But like a lot of the other stuff was just blended.
Yeah.
But like I just happen to know that they were Kendrick because it's like songs I have on my playlist, like DNA and shit like that.
Yep. Oh man, so we got to get your club on, and was saying what's the lady to
I
man
was
ratio
just about to ask.
in that situation? Because there's enough lady fans of wrestling.
There were actually I was shocked at how many women were actually in that room.
Yeah.
Most of them I would say were with their partners.
Yeah.
But there were like some stragglers that were just kind of clearly there by themselves or with like their group of friends.
Yeah.
They have on white pants.
No.
Like it could have been. It was lasers everywhere, man. I don't know. Caught a laser in the eye.
But yeah, dude, like it was a lot of fun. Like I'm glad that like I almost talked myself out at the last second because one, that's my personality, but two, like I didn't have anyone to go with because every single person I fucking had talked to up to that point hemmed and hawed, and then no one came through. Yeah. So I was the only one with a ticket. I ended up buying a ticket for someone, so I didn't go alone.
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 guesses who. I think I could have had fun had I gone alone.
Yeah.
But also it was like I was told by someone that like it was like a hot venue, like the heat, the AC in there was bad.
Yeah.
But I guess like since they had gone there, it has been fixed because it was fine. Like I could see actually they had like the vents with the little things on them. I could see them moving, and it was kind of cool in there. I didn't sweat my ass off or nothing. But I was standing up for like 4 straight hours.
Yeah, I was about to
so like when I finally went to leave, my legs didn't really work. And my legs haven't quite recovered yet. Like I'm hurting right now.
Yeah.
And
and that's like what was that? A couple of days after having driven across.
I fucking drove us all around Philly all last weekend from Cleveland to Philly and back.
And then walked around for hours.
Yeah, walked around Philly. Then I came home and like my legs were shot for a couple days. Then I went and stood in this nightclub for an entire night. And then yesterday I'm walking around downtown Cleveland, and then I got to go do that shit again tonight after driving around the city again. So it's like my legs are exhausted. Tomorrow I am not doing fucking shit.
Nice. You need a pool to go set your legs in and just.
Yeah, like when I leave here, my plan is to go home, shower, and massage gun the fuck out of my calves and my hamstrings. In hopes that I can just get enough juice out of these bitches to get me through the day.
Yeah.
Put your legs on the charger.
I definitely been looking at getting a standing desk. That's the 2 things I've been looking at like constantly is a crib and like a standing desk to buy. Like this sitting down shit ain't.
Yeah, dude. Like, because we work from home and drive everywhere and everything. Like, I haven't been walking that much. Like before we went to Philly, I could feel like the tightness in my hamstrings, like it was pulling on my calves and shit. Because the more you don't use the muscle, the more it tightens and shortens.
Yeah.
And then it just starts to get sore.
I'm a huge walk advocate. Like the best exercise, pretty much the only exercise I do these days. But like walking is because like sitting is a silent killer. Sitting down, it'll get you. And for me, like I have a standing desk. I never raise it up. So my watch buzzes at me every hour, like, get your ass up.
Yeah,
so get up, do a little walking. But I try to do like 2 miles every day. And then I do a long one, like 4 to 6 on the weekend.
You got to get you a standing desk and then name it North Carolina.
Come on, Erase.
Yeah, I will definitely do that. Maybe I'll even get a Tar Heel sticker for it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about getting a raising desk too. Just because, if I do want to sit, obviously the options there. Yeah. So
Get you a little treadmill, go under it.
I have an exercise bike, but I don't have a treadmill.
Yeah, and they keep on getting cheaper. The ones that you can put under
The
there.
walking pad.
Yeah.
I want one of those. They keep showing up on TikTok and they keep being like, "Fat niggas can use this." And I'm like, no, because that's the thing. And during the pandemic, when I was like, I got to be able to kind of exercise, and we couldn't. And that's one of the things I was looking for. I was like, all right, a treadmill.
Yeah, they're always made for people like not suitable for people who weigh more than 110 pounds.
Exactly.
Usually 300 is the limit on it.
So I actually have been wanting a proper treadmill that does have that can sustain a big man. So that's real. And so I'm like, is this really you hustling me, TikTok? And I don't know. TikTok shop is my kid.
It's the same shit from Amazon.
I know, and my kid has bought a bunch of shit from TikTok
Me
shop
too.
and seems to be just ducky with it. So
I love it.
I'm the weirdo in this situation. I'll get there eventually. Anything else, man? Anything else you want to share or talk about with the people, man? It's okay if you don't. No worries. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to force it out of you. Family okay? Good. Your brother and your stepmom and everybody. The around right quick.
As far as I don't know. My dad told me yesterday that he was joining my gym that I haven't gone to in months. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't know what to say exactly because I was kind of going through it. Like I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, so I had a lot on my mind. Yeah. And so, like, I just turned to jokes with him. I was like, all right, well, when you go, be careful. I'm like, if they ask you for a physical, don't do it because it's a trap and they're just trying to touch your pecker. And I didn't want to be like, oh, cool, we can go work. Like, I wasn't at the space for that mentally at that point. And he wrote back something like, well, if they can find it in my pubes, then they can touch it. And I was like, that's a good safety device you got there. He goes, yeah, it's like a fucking briar of thorns.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Was your doctor's appointment scheduled? Was it just a follow-up?
It was my 6 month, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Everything seems to be good with that. So,
I mean, like my blood pressure was through the roof when I was in that room, but that's because I was like an anxiety, like
you definitely got you got white coat syndrome like a motherfucker. You make him recheck it?
He was gonna recheck it, and then we got off on a tangent about like the other stuff, and then we just never did it.
Okay. You have a cuff at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. You.
That's why like I wasn't worried about it, and like I told the lady because it's like, you're supposed to take your blood pressure with like your feet on the ground when you've been sitting for a few minutes. You're calm. Your arm's supposed to be on a table. None of that shit happens here. They fucking walk me right from the waiting room to the room, have me hop up on the desk.
Asking you hella questions.
My feet can't even get flat on the floor. So like I'm like my legs are raised, I'm tight, I'm tense. My arm, I'm holding it up in the air. And so it's just none of the things are done there. And so it's like when it comes back, she's like, oh, it's like 153 over 96. I'm like, I know, because I'm fucking stressed out of my fucking mind right now. And I'm like, I'm uncomfortable, and like, I'm just like, of course it's gonna be fucking high.
You got a damn thermometer in my mouth. You asking me all the questions. I just got here, like.
I'm like, I've been dreading this shit for weeks, and now I'm uncomfortable. Of course, like I'm about to stroke out on this table.
I have developed a bit of a rapport with the lady, because you get to see the medical assistant first, who does all that stuff right quick, and so we always end up chatting a little bit, but she knows. Sit, feet flat, shut the fuck up for a little bit, let me catch my eye. You know what I'm saying?
She was having a conversation with me while she was doing it.
No, we talked after. But again, that is something I had to develop with her. A technique, I guess, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down now. And it wasn't always that way, because like I said, it was the same thing. It's like, I'm going to shift this, I'm going to put this on your finger, I'm going to take your temperature. I'm like, look, let's all relax right quick. And last time I had literally perfect blood pressure was the first time that's happened in a while. So word to medication and a chill vibe for getting that where it needs to be at. But like I said, gotta work. I'm still working on it too. Work in progress at all times.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that like I need to lose weight and that'll help get my blood pressure down. Yeah. Like other than that, like they did my yearly labs yesterday, and like I got the results last night, and everything on the blood work came back in the normal area, like everything. Good. I was like, holy shit, because I got the results, and I would like the text came through, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to be depressed right now. I'm about to go to wrestling, and I already have a lot of shit on my mind. But I was like, I had some time because I was on the toilet before I left, so I was like, all right, let me look at this real quick. I need to be an adult, so I was like. Green, normal. Oh, okay, shit. Good. Like when I saw glucose back down into normal instead of pre-diabetic, I was like, well, look at God.
Will he do it?
Yes, he will.
Excellent. That is all good news, and I appreciate that from you, good sir. I'm glad you're on the healthy side of the business, man. And like I said, we'll get there, bro.
I'm glad you went to the thing too, because my anxiety will talk me out of some shit too.
Oh yeah, I was real close. Like, It was like I was teetering, but I was like, no, I already paid for this shit.
That's how I do it myself. I'm like, pay for it. That's how I know I'm going.
Because if you didn't, you got an option. Like, nah,
It's always like that with me too, where like I don't want to do shit, and then the moment that I go and and it's over, I'm like, man, I'm glad I did that.
yeah, yeah.
Every time.
Every time. It truly is. Well, I don't think Nick has a title for her part of the show, so we can call this Nick Next.
Yeah.
Nick, what's the good word?
Knickknacks. Okay, so I came up here on a road trip in an electric vehicle. And I had a lot of questions because I'm like, how does this shit work? Is it, like, we got to stop and put the car on the charger. Like, for how long? How much it costs? So the car, it was a Tesla. The car is very smart. It's extremely smart. So when you map out your route, it tells you, like, this is how much battery you need to get to your destination. You got to drive this range of like, if you stay in 60 miles, you'll get there, you'll have this much battery left. And then it shows you along the way all the superchargers. So there's a supercharger and a regular charger. And the supercharger just charges faster or whatever. So along the route, it'll show you every single place. So when we were going through Maryland, it's like every quarter of a mile, it's like supercharge. But they're sparse in Ohio. Yeah. There are quite a few in Pennsylvania, but it's basically like a gas station, like at a rest stop or little gas station. There's a line of the chargers, and you just go and charge. And so you don't pay there; it goes directly to your Tesla app, and it just charges you. And so, like on the Tesla app, it'll say you have enough charge to get to your destination. And it took like maybe 5 or 10 minutes to get us. So we were trying to have as much charge as possible because they were unsure of where they were around here. There's one somewhere in Cleveland, but just to make sure that they were going to have enough charge to get to Cleveland, be able to drive around, we were like, okay, we're going to stop here. So then it tells you as you're driving, like, okay, so when you get to your destination, you'll have this much if you continue at this speed. So when we started going faster, our destination levels of battery decreased as we went. So I was concerned because it was on self-drive a lot. And I'm like, I don't know about this. And then it started raining. So she was like, self-drive may not be fully functional during the bad weather. So there's different settings. There's a camera that basically watches you. And if you are not paying attention, it'll beep and be like, eyes on the road or whatever. You can turn the camera off, but then it'll ask you to put pressure on the steering wheel. So you can't just like get in the car and go to sleep and let it drive you somewhere. You have to be an active participant in driving. There are some road hazards that it was confused about, and like we almost crashed 2 times coming, like as soon as we got to Ohio, the self-drive was like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. And there was some issue because like you can set it. So this was my question because like I drive like a grandma. Can I make the self-drive drive the way that I do? And you can. So there's 3 levels. It's like conservative, average, aggressive. And then you can do less lane changes or more lane changes. Because she was changing lanes a lot because the tendency was to drive in the fast lane, but we had a max speed of like 70 miles an hour. So whenever somebody was coming up behind us, she would get over and let the person go. And then like you could also do it to just do less lane changes. So you either just stay slow lane, stay the fast. So I would put my shit on like super conservative. Like I want to drive like a fucking grandma. But the thing that I did not like is she accelerates into a lane change and there's always like a car in front of you. So she can see all the cars at all times. And then you can stop it just by grabbing the wheel or putting your foot on the gas or brake. And so you can do a full self-drive or you can do like a partial self-drive. So I would say for, 98% of the drive, we were on self-drive.
Yeah.
Which freaked me the fuck out. Because I don't trust it. And then we switched drivers. My friend who owned the car let his friend drive, and that's when we almost crashed. So I think it was like user error, but thankfully he was like, I'm not going to just let the car drive us off the road. He like fought it back or whatever. So I don't know that but it's like cruise control. If you're going a route and you're just going to be on this route for a long time, then you just let it go or whatever. But it definitely, so you couldn't be like slumped over drunk driving home. You have to actively participate. at least every few seconds. Because like my friend it would be like on his phone. That's the shit that made me super uncomfortable. He's just like fully on the phone, and she would be like, boop. Eyes on the road. And then he would close the camera, and she would still be like, boop, put your hand on the steering wheel. So
the Honda has a button that I can put on only on the highway, basically, and it's like it'll take control of the wheel. But if you just kind of get a little vibe, I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm do it, baby. Go ahead and drive. It's like, put your hands back on this wheel right now. So I'm like, fine, listen, I hear you. So it's not so far gone as that. That's wild.
yeah.
We rode in a Tesla. I'm almost positive Dan was in that car with us when we
In Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Uber.
It was the best. It was the first time I've ever been in a Tesla. And he like, hold on, let me show you something. And he goes, and he just pushed the button to go in like turbo.
Oh, ludicrous.
It was ludicrous mode. in the city street of Toronto, that bitch was like, like, yo,
Yeah.
that is bugged out. But
Yeah.
it's a fun Uber ride or Lyft or whatever the hell we were. I was like, yeah, you're a good dude for that, man. Thank you. So the Tesla experience is interesting because that big ass screen in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Like movie theater in your damn car.
Yeah, that was my thing too. I was like, why are you doing all this? Like, drive the car. And so what I was mentioning to you for was when you were renting to go to New York, when you get in the car, it literally will tell you like where the things are, and if there aren't enough to get to your destination, it'll tell you that before you go.
Nice. So going forward, maybe I can take the electric rental from Hertz.
Because we made it off so he was charged 100%. We could have gotten like 3.5 hours on one charge.
Okay, solid. I dig it, man.
And he also brought his cable just in case there was something somewhere.
Yeah.
But the supercharger, they have their own cable. You just pull up and whatever.
So park like right there, like right there on the other side. And my city has a charger port right there, so people will be hanging out over there all the time. That's what my man Chalfie said. He said he parks in the park, and so he ain't basically put it on his house's electricity.
Yeah.
And just comes back and walks.
And even my friend was saying it's not that much on his house's electricity. Like when it's all said and done, and you don't. It's not like you have to keep your car on the charger all night.
Yeah.
It's like 20 minutes.
Right there. See.
And if you get solar panels on your house,
Exactly.
which I really want to do,
You're going back into the grid. Because I think my next lease, I want to go at least hybrid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with full electric just yet, but I know, because I don't really drive.
yeah, my mom has a Toyota hybrid, and not only is it like super quiet, like that's the scary part, but she went to go picking me up, and like I filled up her car for her. It was like $24, and like she was like, I haven't filled up in weeks. So
Well, now currently with my all gas vehicle, I drive so little that I could not tell you the last time I got gas. Maybe a month ago. I took my car in for my 6-month service, and he was like, drive your car. I'm like, okay. I have like 1,200 miles on my car. I've had it since December.
Nice. No, my car just yelled at me. It's like, hey man, it's oil change time. And in fact, it's also transmission fluid time. And I'm like, really?
Damn. Yeah.
So I didn't know that was a thing, but okay, thanks B13. You got a Honda, you know the code. So, so I got to get to it. Oh man. In general, what'd you think of the journey?
The journey was fine. I have been asking y'all for years, like, what are the mountains like? What are the mountains? I'm scared of the mountains, and everybody's like, that's the Californian. You're fine. Y'all are right. There are hills. There was maybe one part where you could there was a railing, and you could look over and see that you were at an elevation, but it was not like hairpin turn. There was a little in Pennsylvania. It get a little hilly, a little curvy. It's like 55 miles an hour though. It was nothing like I wouldn't do it in the dark. Because there was long stretches of highway where there was absolutely no light on the road, and I wouldn't want to do it in weather.
Yeah.
But we caught some weather. It was not terrible, but we did catch a little weather. It's not something that I think I would do often, but now I know I could do it.
yeah, the only thing that I always find is funny is like the falling rock signs. I'm like, why?
That freaks me out.
Why, man?
Yeah. And the deer. I'm sure the deer are bad certain times of year.
Yeah, you know what? I always think about like that. I don't know if it's that bad on the highway.
Yeah.
Because like I always think about it like this. Like even though I know they're pure muscle and they can jump over almost anything. Like most of the time they're not gonna be jumping over guardrails.
Yeah. There was one dead one on our way here, just one, but it's not really the time of year.
Yeah,
for
you
them.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy is like they're always on the side they're eating because that's where the sunlight is and that's where the vegetation is going to grow. But
moving to North Carolina made me deathly terrified of deer because they look like goddamn moose in North Carolina, and they are everywhere. It's the craziest roadkill. To go from seeing like a raccoon as common roadkill to a big ass horse-sized deer as regular roadkill freaked me out. So in North Carolina in the fall, the deer are so bad. Like, you can't go anywhere.
and they don't look like you know when you were little and watching Stand By Me,
yeah.
and that nice little deer is eating that grass.
No.
They do not look like that in real life. They look like most of them are like wetter and dirtier and like skinnier in the face and look like they had a little bit of meth but not much. It's man. The deer is not only that, like ticks, like they have like, you know, little hangers on and stuff like that. Yeah, deers ain't the business.
I've seen the strangest looking bugs here. It's like a fly with like a very beautiful round back with a weird color pattern.
Like red, white, and black.
Yeah, is that the lantern?
Oh yes, you supposed to kill them on sight.
And then it was another one that had like a round back that was green with little dots on it too. I just was trying to get out the way.
Yeah,
Fair.
I first seen those in Pennsylvania, and like it was so funny that I had just seen the news story about it like the day before. Yeah. And my mom was like, "I seen the prettiest bug the other day." I'm like,
Kill it.
You should have killed it." And she was like, "It was so many. They taking over the hood now." It's terrible.
I've not come across this bug and whatever. It's a spider. It's spider webs on my porch right now, and I'm like,
it's that time of year. Man.
you keep
Stay over there.
Yeah, you keep these bugs at bay, and we ain't got a conversation. And it is that time of year. August is the time of year when spiders hit hard. I used to work at CSU's library, and on CSU's fourth floor of the library, they had an atrium that we never could go to. The doors was always locked, but it was always just this time of year, it was just full of spiders, and you just watch as the spiders would develop their little webs and nests and stuff like that there. So the rule is simple.
Stay your ass outside.
If you do your job and you avoid me, I ain't got no problem with you. You come up in my situation and you violate it. And then
I had this exact same conversation with a spider when I came home the other night. They were building their web between my mailbox and my side door.
Yeah.
Close enough to where I felt uncomfortable going in. And because they looked like one of them spiders that like could kill me if they bit me. But I let it slide. I was like, all right, you stay there. Get rid of these moths, and we're cool. But yeah, if you come near me, I don't want to have to do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feel real bad about it, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I try to convince my boys all the time. Like, look, we don't live in Arizona. You don't have to kill the spiders here. Just let them be.
Yeah. Ain't no saying scorpions are popping off up out here. People, let it. It's okay. Again, it's the way that the east side west side dichotomy works here. I have not seen these bugs. They probably exist. They probably are a thing. But the fact that they seem to be on one side of the business is so strange to me.
And so far, Cleveland, I feel like the people have been very nice. I think that I scream not from here, but not in a like rob me kind of way, but in a way that people are always like, "Where are you from?"
That's somebody's cousin. Don't fuck with him.
Yeah. When I was in Paris, immediately all the black people were like, American. And it started to offend me. I'm like, why do you know that? So whenever I go somewhere, I kind of just know that people are, because I don't think that I give off tourist, but I definitely, like, I had on a fucking Ghost Ride the Whip shirt. And I'm like, they're like, where are you from?
T and I got that feeling when we went to Canada a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's a regular happenstance up there. They just know. And Dan and I are very quiet people.
Yeah.
So it's not like we out here like
we're not loud Americans.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what is giving it away about us besides being, big old men?
Right.
Some big old men up in Canada. But
I think I just approach places with a lot of curiosity and wonder. And so people are always like, But there's definitely something about me that gives off not from around here.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that seems to be
not like us.
They not wrong.
We have a wobble.
Yeah. And the men here have all been very like, hello. I'm like, oh, you saw me? I feel very invisible most times. I spoke to some young dudes last night. Like, the thing about the young men, they do be having the audacity. I like a man with courage. Shooters shoot. You're not finna make the shot, but I appreciate the shot because I'm not a woman that gets hit on regularly. Like, I do feel very invisible, largely invisible. Men do not talk to me. I will start conversations with men, but they don't talk to me. So I was just standing around because I was there by myself. I'm like bopping around, not trying to be weird, talking to some people, whatever. And the dude was like talking to me, and I could tell that he was like trying to holler. So I was like, "You are very young." And he was like, "How old do you think I am?" I was like, "It doesn't matter. You're too young for me." He's like, "I'm 29." I was like, "How old do you think I am?" I was like, "And don't try to compliment me. Like, tell me the honest truth." He's like, "Oh, you like 38." And so I looked at his friend. I was like, "Tell me the truth. How old do you think I am?" He was like, "I say you're like 42." I was like, "Okay, well, I'm 46." And they were like, "For real?" Because I've tried to stop saying my age because one day I'm gonna say it and somebody's gonna be like, "Uh-huh," and it'll kill me. So I don't want to come up on that day. Like,
You don't want the Kevin Hart. Damn.
right? that part. Like,
You're gonna be sitting there like Don Cheadle, like.
I definitely feel like if you went to Cedar Point, you would win a prize.
right. Like, I think that, like, people, they definitely try to be a little nicer. I have some youthful energy, but now that my gray hair is growing out, whatever, I accept it. I'm in my 40s. I'm proud of my age. But I am going to stop telling people how old I am because the first time I say I'm 46 and I don't get the, like, "Oh, wow," I'm going to be like, "Oh, no. It has happened." But then I think I'm going to blossom again, probably in my late 50s, and I'll be like, "I'm 58," and they'll be like, "Oh shit, I thought you were like 46." So they were talking to me or whatever. We're talking about the Kendrick beef or whatever, and one of them was like, I was like, "Oh, you're a Drake fan." He's like, "Yeah, I don't, Drake got some hits or whatever." I'm like, I'll give him that. He has, like, Keep Making Me Dance, Wave My Hand, Won't Be No Stress. He got a few little songs, that I like. And he was like, "I'm a J. Cole fan." I'm like, "Oh, here we go. I said, "That's strike one." And then we started talking about basketball. I was like, we probably should just not do that because I'm a visitor here and we're gonna argue. So that was strike two. But he was like, "No, that was strike 2 and 3." He was like, "What was strike 1?" I'm like, "You're 29. That's strike 1, friend. It's nothing you could do for me."
Calm down, Miss Parker.
Because young dudes, they think that, like, that offering me sex from a young man is a good thing. Like, I didn't even want to have sex with men my age when I was your age. Like, you don't think that you're showing me something. I'm not a cougar. Like, I've been there, done that. Have a t-shirt. It was fine.
Yeah, they say youth is wasted on the young.
It is. It is. But it was interesting. It was a nice little ego boost to have the young men, like, definitely trying to holla. And so there was a couple girls who walked by. The girl, she was the baddest chick in there. I'm like, "You should go holler at her because she's intimidatingly fine. No one's talking to her." And this is where they lost me because she was with a guy who was obviously gay, but I wasn't trying to spill his tea. They're like, "Oh no, that's her bodyguard." And I'm just like, y'all are very dumb. It is so easy to disarm her friends immediately if you want to talk to her, but they just were like defeated instantly. I'm like, this is the thing, because the conversation started by them saying that women don't want to be approached in public because men are creepy, and talking about how women will give a number to a man that she doesn't want to give her number to because she feels like she's under duress. And I'm like, well, the thing is, the option is give you my number or you possibly kill me. And it does sound extreme, but this is the math I have to do in my head. So, like, for me, there is a way that you can approach a woman that I don't feel like my life would be in danger if I don't give you my number. You have to figure out how to talk to people.
How would you feel if they walked up to you and immediately started the conversation with, "Can I be your sugar daddy?"
I would leave. It's very weird to me.
This is actually kind of a discussion we had on our last episode.
Yeah,
so, and you'll get there.
Yeah.
It's a long episode for you. So it was a discussion we had about how dudes be approaching women, honest to God, and and how some hit, some miss, and the whys of it. And we had a friend who got approached online, so not really whatever. It's about some dude like, I'm trying to be your sugar daddy. And
that happens to me all the time. I think it's bots.
Oh, no doubt.
No, I think and especially as like a older guy now, some older guys think that's like younger guys, all they have to offer you is dick.
Yes.
Older guys, some think all they have to offer you is money and security. It's like, how else am I gonna get somebody young and attractive when I'm not young and attractive?
Right. But there's also pay pigs, which is a whole other episode. So I think that like if you want to approach somebody, it's like you can't just be like, this is my dick. You have to be like, this is like my dating profile. Who are you? Do you like tacos? Like, can we start there? I don't want to see your penis immediately. That's not what I think. Where men get it wrong is like women are not visual in that way. Like for men who date men, that shit work. Whole dick immediately. They're like, yes.
Is that why that guy sent me that dick pic back?
Yes, yes. But for
he's like,
most of the women that I know, I don't want to see your dick. Like not until we about to do something. But like, hi, nice to meet you. Put your dick up. Can we discover?
but what about
things?
sweatpants season?
But that's different. That's different. Because that's not like full dick. It's just like
The illusion.
Oh, that's a little.
See, that's how I feel
It's
about
like a
like
cake in the
pictorials
bakery
online.
window.
Like when you could just find nudes instantly, that don't do it for me no more. I want like the chase. I want the illusion. I want the mystery.
I don't send nudes because it's very hard to get a good angle. You have to be like very good at that. And me personally, just my preference. I don't have a value judgment about women who send nudes. I would like to be there the first time a man sees me naked.
Fair.
I stopped sending dick pics. My Largeman app stopped working, and every pic just turned my dick black.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we talked about like last episode. Like I don't know if I have the courage and the I'm not gonna say that because
all you need is an ounce of courage. Just
that's why I just took it off the table.
Sometimes, hello. Like there was a gentleman eyeballing me last night. I did this. Hi. And he said, hi. And that was it. He could have walked over to me and started a conversation.
Yeah, that's why I stopped myself. I definitely have the courage. What I don't have is the patience for it anymore.
But I think that like you have patience to raise children and be in a relationship. You have definitely enough patience for dating. There is all of the horror stories that people tell you about dating. It's just like the very extreme MAGA Christian people. They are a small, loud faction. The people who are actually dating and having fun, they're just not talking about it.
It's like a Yelp review.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you only gonna hear the bad shit. You're not gonna hear the good stuff that happens.
Yeah.
I can see that, but I still don't think I would want to. I don't know, man.
But y'all say that, but you're the people who be dating. Like, if you not putting this on either of you, but if your relationship was to end, you would be in a relationship faster than somebody who's myself been single most of my life.
Man, I think I just want to. I want to play Red Dead Redemption again first, or like I want to be some games. If I'm gonna get single, I'm gonna be out here slanging that joystick for a while.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I think there's a magic spot where you can do both, but I think that's why people get unhappy because they give up their old life.
I'm gonna cry, but
to have the new life.
I'm gonna go back to eating salads every night and playing some video games.
But that's part of the reason why I'm not in a relationship because I don't want to give up.
Oh man,
the way I live
you like
my
to
life.
think you do that, but you still be like taking kids to t-ball. And...
Oh man, I would definitely have to do that. But like in a perfect world, when I'm not seeing anybody, it's just like, oh man, they left and went to Acapulco without me, and I'm like, I don't have any kids, and like I'm told, like, yeah, I don't know, like shit. If things were to go bad, I'm taking my kids. I know she don't listen to the show or anything.
I hope not. Jesus.
Like, hey, you the one going.
Fantasy divorce.
Yeah, I'm taking the kids and I'm getting child support and everything.
This is like the Cheesecake Factory. You just got to know what you want before it happens.
Right.
Yeah. I'm taking
in
the
case
kids.
like a curveball gets thrown.
You can come over and have a plate, but then you going home.
I just think a lot of people do a lot of like giving up of things, and then eventually you can't be your full self, and that, I don't know, like, I am lucky to know several people in happy long-term relationships, and I'm glad about it, and they don't sugarcoat it, they don't whatever, but the happiest people I know, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, and I prefer it that way, because as a single, I put hard air quotes on that, because that's not accurate. The dude last night, he's like, are you single? I'm like, that's not the right question. He was like, what's the right question? Are you available? That's the right question for me. Because technically I'm not single. Available, that's debatable.
You should be giving lessons. And I know that sounds whatever, but it's a lot of single dudes who don't know no better.
Yeah.
And just a little guidance could go so far.
Let me get your dating profile first of all. Let me help you with your pictures, because I don't want to see up your nose. Why is every picture in your car?
Have you come across the fish that I always see on the internet?
Yes.
Niggas really be like it.
Yes.
It shows you're sporty.
Yes. And also, why
And a survivalist.
Why are all your pictures selfies? Do you know other people?
I would have a picture of me holding a PlayStation.
Right. Or like,
I'd just be holding myself.
and I'm trying to like avoid putting my travel photos up, because I don't want to make I travel be my entire personality, but like everybody has the same picture. I'm like, oh, I have that picture. I'm not putting it on my profile.
Yeah, that's what got bored about this app. Is the same shit. Like, oh, cool, you took pictures in front of wingspan on a wall.
Right.
You're so unique.
You went to the Louvre. Yeah. And so I think
you
that
like tacos in the office? Oh my God.
Right.
Marry me.
And I think that a lot of people are like, just ask. No, nigga, put it in the bio. Like, this is the first thing I'm doing. I'm going to look at your photos, see if I think you're attractive. Then I'm going to look at your bio. And then, like, the best people will put little nuggets in the bio. So when you reach out to them, you don't have to say hi. Like, the best approaches I get on apps are people like, I love tacos. I would love to go to the game. Like, I see that you have read my bio, you know, whatever. But the dating apps are trash. They're super trash. I think that, like, Twitter is the best dating app on earth. And the best way to meet people is to go outside. DC is difficult because the men like to be pursued, and I don't have that in me to chase a man. I'm sorry. But they have the majority. They get to pick. And so they run the show. If they don't want to approach you, they don't have to, because there are women who have been conditioned to be more aggressive, and so they talk to men in public.
Take them lessons, y'all. My single ones. That's some good advice you've just been given. Some gems, some jewels, and so forth. I'm happy that these young men was at that art event.
Me too.
That's pretty dope, because it's not an average like club situation.
They were mad about it though. They were hating on it. I'm like,
But they was there.
yeah.
So that like you said, they might have been a little happy after the fact, and like I said, like you said, it was some baddies in the room, which means it's potential for like, yeah, do that, man. It's a good time to be had there. Take advantage.
My advice: don't stand around and talk about the baddies. Go talk to the baddies, because the most attractive woman in a place, you might think every dude is approaching her. They're not.
Yeah.
Just need a little bit of courage, just an ounce of courage.
I know, sometimes it's easier to get the deer with the wounded leg.
Yeah, I can count on my hands, like...
Then you got a wounded deer.
So what you're hearing now is every Saturday in the city I call home, they run the test on the emergency siren for whether stuff goes bad. So that's what you heard there.
It sounded like it was about to be church chimes.
It sounds so similar to the music they played in Close Encounters of the Third Time. Every time I hear it, I think of boom, boom, when the aliens responded. So... If that picked up on the mic, that's what you heard. If not, that was for the people in the room. Worry not.
Yeah, I can count on my hands how many times like I've actually like approached a woman out. Like I don't know. I always felt like my it's not like I think I'm an ugly guy at all. I feel like my personality is better than my looks, and
I feel the same way about myself.
I feel like, and also like I remember one time, like me and my friend went out to this bar, and a lady, I felt like I cut her off to get a drink, and then I bought her a drink, and then like I went on about my business. She followed me around all night, thinking I was gonna talk to her, and I was just like, that was weird.
No, because you swiped the ticket into I want to talk to you is to buy a woman a drink. It is like a move to buy a woman a drink and not talk to her, because then she's going to come and find you. So you were signaling something that you didn't know you were signaling.
It was like an episode of Tom and Jerry. She was just floating on my fumes all night. I was just like...
When I went into the arena last night, I got pulled out of the line, like, because I failed the metal detector check.
Oh.
And it was because I had this in my pocket, the Go Plus for the Pokemon game. And the girl who, like, was, like, searching me and having me, like, go through the metal detector again and everything, when she went through my shit, she's like, what is this? And I explained it to her, and then she, like, her eyes lit up, and she's like, oh, I want to catch them. I want to press the button. And she's, like, talking to me and, like having fun, and, like, she seemed young. So I'm at that age in my life where I don't know who I can, like, talk to in that way. Because I don't know how old people are anymore.
But the young will reveal itself. Just keep talking.
Yeah.
She's security at the event, right?
Yeah.
So at least 21.
Which is an adult. Which is an adult.
Yeah.
But 21 still feel gross.
Not saying don't, but
you're not going to jail.
Less gross for me than you, but yeah.
A minor.
You set your low bar. You're like, okay, at least this woman is 21. And then you can start working the math on your head. You're like, don't want to do the math young, blah, blah.
You should, next time that happens, be like, can I get your Instagram? Can I follow you on Instagram? That's what the youngs
do. The youth do. WhatsApp?
Instagram. And then you could see in her Instagram post, like, oh, she's like 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a young black girl with braids.
Yeah.
Because
my kryptonite.
Because if I'm talking to a man, I'm at least interested in having a conversation with him.
Yeah, I was like thrown off because usually like they're like, all right, you're good, go on. But she was like getting playful and chatty and playing with my shit. I was like,
you got the beard going.
I did get a fresh cut this week, but my I look like shadows coming in, looking like 7 p.m. now.
I mean, you definitely in young black woman territory. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
I know. Yeah. That's why I get this cut.
Know your audience.
Yeah.
So I never was an app guy. I did like I was a website guy. You know what I'm saying? When I was trying to date back in the day, and then when I met Vanessa, I met Vanessa at one of our friends' parties. I talked to Vanessa in public in a public setting. So it was never an application situation. I asked her on a date on Facebook on Messenger at the time. I did say, you know what I'm saying, you want to go see this Batman? So that is a.
And the Bat Wings.
I can't wait to watch that movie tomorrow because we watch it every year on our anniversary, and tomorrow's our anniversary, and I'm like super excited to sit and watch Dark Knight Rises because I love that movie so much, and so I'm very pumped to get down with that.
Are you going to take her to see Deadpool?
Yeah, at some point. I don't know. It's like she want to go. What she want to do? She wants to go to the beach. So the beach it will be, and so.
Does she know you saw it already?
Whoop.
That's why
they don't listen to the podcast
quietly.
Oops.
But it all good. I'm not overly whatever about it. And if it's a fight, it'll be a fight.
I mean, I honestly was thinking about taking the boys to go see it.
Yeah.
Like
it's not rated R like the like Deadpool 2, I think. Was so rated R that I was like, Xander wanted to see it. And I was like, you can't. It's just it's too grown.
People are getting too loose with spoilers now too. Like I've seen so many spoiler memes already.
Yeah. So
I mean,
thank God we saw it when we did. Because if I had that shit spoiled for me, I'd be fucking furious right now.
Yeah, I seen it and I still be scrolling past that shit. Like this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like stop doing this.
I mean, I stop and I watch and I laugh and I go, hee, that was a good movie. But I'm like, I feel bad for all the people because I'll see like 3,000 shares in the bottom right corner. I'll be like, damn, somebody's day got fucked.
Yeah, the one cool thing I did stop and look at was like when they stopped it, like they had a screenshot of the credits when they showed like some people who were in the movie that you don't realize is in the movie. Yeah. But other than that, like
I've seen like breakdown videos of like who the various Deadpools were and stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that out loud.
Oh, because now you just revealed there's a bunch of Deadpools. So did I. So
well, I mean, you can surmise that from the fucking trailer.
I haven't seen.
Maybe that's what people. You said it was the one thing, but maybe they was mad about that too.
Yeah, I like I said, I avoided trailers. I avoided almost everything.
Yeah, I mean, like they show you in the like. I mean, if you guys avoided it, whatever. But if for people who, like watch trailers, they show you in the trailers that there's like Deadpool's coming.
Fair enough. There you go. If you've been watching trailers, you already know it. If you didn't, my apologies. Well, lightweight. Besides that,
Yeah, no, that's that. I'm, happy to get downtown tonight, see some baseball, check another stadium off my list. I'm probably need to eat something that I can't get anywhere else at some point. I can't have a Polish boy or whatever it's called.
Highly overrated. If you can get some pierogies, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Polish boy is kind of overrated.
Yeah.
Like I would
we
take a
claim it
bite out of
because it's what we
somebody's.
have,
Yeah.
but like, this is really not that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if I would say it's overrated, but I don't know where you can get one where you're just gonna be like, you know what, this is the Polish
because
boy.
the place that like they used to popularize around here, like I worked with a lady who like was married to one of the family members who owned it, but they closed.
But yeah, Open Pit is the place that I would recommend it
Is
from.
it smoked meat?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's smoked and fried, but at the same time, I'm not gonna recommend you go down to St. Clair to get a Polish boy.
Dude, I ate at Mabel's last night.
Yeah.
And Michael Simon shit was not hitting last night.
Yeah.
Like the turkey needed a little more flavoring. The potatoes had no fucking seasoning. They were like sad. The brisket was like okay.
Yeah.
The sauerkraut and the pickles though were hitting.
I mean, you can't. I mean, I'm
But, like,
not
that's
gonna
not
say
what
you
you-
can't because you can. I'm sure there's a fucked up pickle somewhere in the game. But I mean, look, it should be easy enough to brine some shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wild. Anything going on in my world? Okay, I'll share this little tale that I thought was wild to me yesterday. So yesterday, my kid was like, "Hey man, you take me to McDonald's, go pick up something McDonald's." I'm like, "Cool, it's almost like my lunchtime. I got you." So we go to McDonald's, and the street over here. You cut down the street Burger King on right over here.
Yeah, it's the one I used to live on.
Yeah. So no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first.
Oh yes. I gotta edit that out the show, but still.
Yeah.
Yes, literally. Cool. So going down. We get to again. You will not hear these street names, people that I'm telling
Ching,
you
ching.
here in person. And it's pouring yesterday. It was a bit of a storm yesterday, and there's a car in front of me, and I see a car coming down, going west, and that car just pulled out, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And that truck. Right, just
I watched that happen one time over by the high school.
Yeah.
Like I was coming down and it was like sunset and one person just kept going through the red and then whack.
and I just sat there and I was like, "That's crazy." And then I was like, "Drove around." And by the time we got down to McDonald's,
Man, they out here shooting.
by the
You know,
time-
I thought you were.
They
Yeah, get my chicken sandwich.
Aren't you supposed to? If it's an accident, aren't you the first witness? Aren't you supposed to do something?
I have no idea the rules for that. Can't call it. By the time I got
Yeah, I
down to
wouldn't have did
McDonald's,
nothing either.
by the time I got back to McDonald's, it was fire, ambulance, cops, everything was on scene. It was bad, and I knew it was bad and like the car pulling forward did nothing to avoid it. The car going this way did nothing. I'm like, was nobody gonna try to
Paying
swerve
attention?
or anything? It was just straight up metal on metal. It was wild.
I can tell you, like, in that situation, if, like, my stepdad was involved, if he knew that the other person was in the wrong,
Yeah.
he would welcome the hit. He got fucking tapped in, like, the Walmart parking lot a couple weeks ago. He called my brother, who was with me, was excited as fuck to get to be able to file an insurance claim.
Not the life I live. But yeah, because like I said, none of that, all this shit is potentially deadly. You know what I'm saying? This is airbags popping and it was wet out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was. It was just wild to see. And then my kid and their friend in the back seat, and I'm like, did y'all see that? And no, they ain't see a goddamn thing. I'm the only one. I'm driving the car, so I'm the only one focused on the road. I'm like, I can't believe y'all ain't see that shit.
and dude, either of them actually actively drive.
No, because Lee been like real like, I don't want to drive right now. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna force your hand.
Yeah, when you're not a driver, like that kind of stuff, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You were in my passenger seat all weekend last weekend. How much were you actually paying attention? Because you were on TikTok like the whole time.
A little bit too much. Like,
Let you know, I was on that shit, and I just can't help myself. I'm saying, and yes, eventually I got to myself. I'm like, relax, just go.
I drive
I
from
saw a
every
couple of
seat.
times where like I was like stopping and I saw your foot
Hit the brake
slamming
that don't
the
exist.
invisible brake. I was like, damn, it's nothing even happening.
It's again,
I do the same thing.
it's the brain. It's just the brain. I can't stop that shit. I was driving no matter, even if I wasn't.
Yeah, I was like,
driving.
if we were in danger, I'll let you know. But like, we're good right now.
It was, and see, you think the brake means danger. The brake just means stop, my guy.
yeah, like, I am the kind of person where I actively not say anything when somebody else is driving because I hate when somebody's saying something to me about it. Like, I am driving and I haven't been in an accident. I have drove professionally. Leave me alone.
I'm trying to. I try to do that too. I try to be like, because I'm trying to co-pilot, like, just in case you didn't see that. But then I'm like, you know what? This person has been driving as long as I have, longer than I have. They've never been in an accident, whatever. Just breathe, whatever. On the way here, was raining very hard. My Uber driver, he didn't do nothing wild before the rain started. So I just looked down and was like, you know what, God? I think Willie got us. I think you got us. I'ma just... But last night I had an Uber driver who was hitting every curb. Like, that shit was his job to do at full speed. Like, skirt, skirt. I'm like, what is happening?
It always fascinates me when like somebody doesn't care about their car.
Oh my God.
Like, I always look, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why you got that fucking dent. I can see.
That's a very like older black person. That's why your shit look like that now.
Yeah. That is probably my number one comment. I see why.
Yeah.
That was the only anything that was in my. I'll tell you right now, I've not done anything this week since we got home. It's been very quiet around. I ain't watched TV. I ain't played video games. I've done nothing. I have been very chill vibes around the set, and it's actually a lovely thing. It's almost time for my kid to go back to school. So, but you know what it is, man. That was that little portion of the situation. We're gonna walk on down to the mean streets of Reddit. I'm gonna give you some Am I the Assholes. I have a lovely selection this week. I hope you all will enjoy. And here I present them to you, the class. Am I the asshole for not telling my ex-wife I broke up with my girlfriend? There you go. That's the reaction, baby. Am I the asshole for telling my roommate that I'm going to have sex whether she is there or not? And am I the asshole for telling my BFF she needs to check her mom? Oh, excuse me, man. So
that second one sounds like they need some of my lube.
Which one of those did you like to start with?
The one in the middle sound good.
Then let's go for am I the asshole for telling my roommate that I'm going to have sex whether she is there or not?
Not the asshole.
For context, we are living in school campus housing, and each individual has their own room in a 4-bedroom apartment. Basically, 2 of our roommates have graduated, and 2 of us were left behind. My room is right next to hers. As me and my roommates were discussing potential new roommates, I was talking to her about how we should apply the same rule about how it is okay to have guests over, just let everyone know ahead of time. She agreed, but she told me that she has this boundary due to something happening to her friend. And it has to do with the friend's roommate's sexual activity. I don't know any more than this. In which, if someone had a significant other, which I do, they are allowed to have sex with anyone in the home. I asked, what if
Wait. The partner can come in and bone all of them?
Hold on, I'm going to read to you again. If someone had a significant other, which this person does, they are, there you go, that's what it was. I rolled right over that not allowed to have sex when anyone is home.
Okay.
That was me. My apologies.
I was like, what kind of freaky house is this?
The best kind of house.
I asked, what if they're trying to be quiet? And she laughed in my face and said, impossible. I asked if it's just her or when anyone is home. She said, anyone. The way she said it so sternly caught me off guard and made me feel inferior in the moment. Our conversation ended, and this didn't sit right with me because I don't think it's anyone's right to dictate whether you're intimate with your partner or unless you share the same room. We each pay the same amount to live in our own rooms, and I was also wondering why she decided to only say this now and not when every single person first moved into the apartment and one of them happened to have a boyfriend as well. But she never stayed at the apartment. Oh, but she never stayed as well, but she never stayed at the apartment. Oh, the girl, the one with the boyfriend. Like, that was a weird word. She's an older student in her mid to late 20s, and is also very Christian. And I felt that she was applying her own values or discomfort with sex onto me. And the one time my boyfriend was over, everyone else was out of town. So I texted her the next day that we need to revisit this convo. The next day comes. I first asked what happened to her friend that made her set up this rule. She replied saying that she thought about it and she was being a little unfair because what her boundary may not apply to our future roommates' boundaries. So as long as she isn't home, I can have sex. I told her that my boyfriend and I are long distance and I only see him on one weekend every month or a month and a half or so. A month and a half. So I'm going to have sex regardless of her being home if I wanted to. And that if we shared a room or if I was being loud and obnoxious, that's an entirely different story. She looked caught off guard, but I left it at that. But I kind of want to revisit the conversation again and make it a point that I don't know whether she is in her room all the time and it's literally weird for me to be worrying about her.
Also, what you gonna do? Call the police?
They in there fucking. And I can hear it.
And whether
Ear assault.
Wait, is it a dorm or it's an apartment?
it's a dorm, but it's like the setup where
Setup
it's
is
like,
an apartment. Okay, so she could like tell, I guess, if they have some sort of standard of that at the university.
Hey, caught off guard. I want to be okay. Her and whether or not, and whether she's home or not when I want to be intimate with my partner, and if the ideal of sex alone makes her squeamish, if the ideal of sex alone, not sex by oneself, but the ideal of sex overall makes her squeamish, then she needs to grow up. Should I? Am I the asshole? Edit. Thanks for your responses. I won't revisit the combo with her unless there's a need to, and I'll do it in a respectful manner while trying to be reasonable. Disclaimer, I always let her know a week or weeks in advance before my boyfriend comes over and remind her the day before. If there's any sudden guests, we let each other know ASAP. Last disclaimer, I visit my boyfriend when I go home. When I go home depends on how busy I am in school. I did not want to over-explain how often we see each other. So
I think that there's an argument that can be made if you're like all one gender in a house and people feel uncomfortable with people of the opposite gender coming to spend the night. But I think that once you are in a situation where everybody is an adult, which they are, and you have those specific things, like if I'm a person who doesn't drink alcohol, I'm going to want to be roommates with other people who don't drink alcohol. Whereas if I could go to the campus and be like, I have strong religious beliefs, I need to practice kosher or whatever, I need to be in a house with other people who practice my beliefs, you could probably make that happen.
Yeah.
I don't believe this person is an asshole. Like she said, if we being loud and obnoxious or whatever, then that's a different situation. But you, because of your beliefs, cannot tell me when and how I can be intimate with my partner. Now, there is something to be said for like, this person don't live here, they here all the goddamn time. But that doesn't seem to be the case here.
Yeah, they're long distance.
there you go. Not the asshole. As long as you're not banging up her wall, screaming your head off, I can't see how any of it is her business. What do you do in your room? From the title, I thought you were going to say you share a room.
Yeah.
But trying to control a roommate in the separate rooms is ridiculous. For me, I would leave it as is. You said your piece, and you don't need to tell her to grow up or anything. If she tries to push it again, you can say that. See, you see anybody who says this person is the asshole? I doubt it, because it's not that kind of room. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. Nah, Reddit seems to agree. I don't think this person's an asshole. It's okay. Get your hump on. It's all good.
Hunch away.
Let's see what's going on with this one. Am I the asshole for telling my BFF she needs to check her man? For context, I'm 25 female, and so is my best friend. We've been friends since we were like 9 years old. So to say we've been through a lot together is an understatement, LOL. Anyway, my best friend has been in a very toxic, controlling relationship for 3+ years already. She constantly tells me about their ups and downs, saying she will leave him, and of course never does. I support this because even though I don't know super specific details of their relationship, he has showed a lot of insecurity and jealousy within their relationship. For example, he doesn't want her to wear certain types of clothing. He wants to be included even if it's girls only outing. He checks her phone all the time, etc. The most recent time that he checked her phone, he went through our messages. He scrolled so far back that he saw a message from weeks ago that we're talking about leaving him. Ooh. So a ton of things that I said to her in between were obviously read. This isn't the first time he has read our private messages either. I might as well make a group chat with him in it if he wants to read every single damn thing. This has left me very upset, and it doesn't seem like she's worried about him invading our privacy. More so worried about the fact that he's upset that she said that she said she would leave. That she said he would leave him one day, which also rubs me the wrong way. So am I the asshole if I tell her she needs to set boundaries with him? Otherwise, I won't be messaging her anymore. We can't have FaceTimes or phone calls. We can have FaceTimes or phone calls, sure, but I feel disgusted with him and her because. Sorry, my son just walked in the room. I want to hug him. What sticks is this?
There's no one.
Oh, the purple one. You see that blue clear one?
I've not.
Bro, I'm getting that shit. It's gorgeous. I'll show you a picture of it.
What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Hi, Xander.
Hello.
It can be okay. Feel discussed with him. I know we all tell our significant others things time to time, but this feels like a monumental invasion of privacy to me. Edit. She used to tell me about their problems almost every day, and I had to tell her to please stop because it was overwhelming to me. And she actually listened, and the frequency of her complaints were much less. So I don't know if she would actually take me seriously if I asked her to respect this new boundary.
That sound like the one we had last week with the sister.
Yeah, no, you're fine. It's okay to be like, I'm good. Get your boy out of my messages, and or we ain't gonna be messaging no more. Seems perfectly fine.
She needs to tell her to leave him.
Well, I mean, she seems.
They said that, but I don't know. Like just like with anything, you can suggest it, but a person has to be ready to do it for themselves. So
Yeah. He sounds controlling and
It's
abusive, low key.
That's some crazy shit. Like for him to even be like comfortable enough to be like, oh, I looked through your phone,
right,
and I know what y'all fucking said.
That's a wild thing. Not the SO. I think it's really important to put the boundaries in place, especially when her boyfriend is invading not only her privacy but yours as well.
Yeah.
I understand that it can feel overwhelming having someone talk about their relationship's issues continuously. However, thinking in your friend's shoes, she doesn't really have the safe place with her boyfriend, so you kind of are her outlet. But it's overwhelming to you. You have the right to step back. With toxic/abusive relationships, it takes the person about 7 times until they actually officially leave their partner.
Yeah.
God damn, that's
Yep.
sucks. Well, for the best. You're not the asshole. It's 2 for right now.
The boyfriend is the asshole.
Last one. I just got this in this morning. So this is or last night. Well, I like around 1 this very morning. Am I the asshole for not telling my ex-wife I broke up with my girlfriend?
No.
Not the asshole. Yeah. That's your ex.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
right.
no. The more I thought about it, I'm like, this is probably just like they were together and she knew who she was because like they had shared custody of the kids or something like that. So I'm gonna say no.
Let's ride out. You said no, right, Nick?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope.
I, 45 female, got a call from my ex-wife, 40 female. No,
Oh, is it-
I, 45 male.
I was
got a
like,
call
oh, is it lesbian drama?
Got a call from my ex-wife, 40 female, saying she wanted to talk. This is very unusual for us considering we don't communicate unless it has to do with our kids. We have 3 children in their early teens. I reluctantly agreed and was then bombarded with questions. She wanted to know why didn't I tell her I broke with my ex-girlfriend, 43 female. How come everyone else was informed when it happened and she was just finding out months after the fact? Why have I been letting my ex-girlfriend and her kids live with me and our children if they weren't together anymore? Does this mean she and her husband are allowed to come over and see the children now? By now she was emotional and crying. She told me I was an asshole for not telling her it happened, as that means this opened up the door for her to be closer to our children. I sighed and told her that this didn't change anything and my dating life is none of her business. I didn't tell her the first time my girlfriend and I got together either. The only reason I had told her about my girlfriend and her 3 children was because they were moving in. I explained to her I was going to tell her about my breakup when my ex-girlfriend and kids had moved out. She didn't like my girlfriend anyway, so I also didn't want to tell her because I didn't want to hear the I told you so's. This didn't change anything having to do with our children, so it's none of her business. Then she freaks out and calls me an asshole. She says she doesn't give a crap about me and my dating life. She says my girlfriend was the main reason we had so much turmoil in our co-parenting. She said my ex-girlfriend was the reason my ex-wife, wasn't allowed at the house. She was the reason my family had to have two of each holiday, and she refused to be in the same room as my ex. My ex-wife then tells me if she would have known we broke up when it happened, then she could have been spending quality time with our children in their home. I told her she knows now, so we can move forward in co-parenting our children, then hung up. A little context. I have full custody of our children. My ex-wife had a mental breakdown and was deemed unfit. She still sees them every other weekend. She and her boyfriend, now husband, used to come over the whole day to see the kids. When my girlfriend moved in, she said she didn't feel comfortable with my ex coming over. So we started having shorter outside visits. After that conversation, I went to my parents' house and asked them who told my ex-wife. Expectedly, my mother says she had let it slip, but she also had no idea that my ex-wife didn't know, as it's been 4 months since the breakup. Both of my parents think I'm an asshole for not telling my ex-wife. Am I?
Yes.
No.
I guess based on this situation of how their dynamic works with kids' visitation, I would say yes.
Because I feel like, as a parent, not that, I'm the only parent here, but, like, she's in a tough situation. She had a mental breakdown. Something that wasn't her fault. The reason she most likely lost the kids. And the fact of the matter is, her time is cut short because of the now ex-girlfriend. And for you to not let her know that, when you know that was the reason that she wasn't there, is a little unfair. And yes, it's not any of her business like the status of the relationship. What is her business is the status of the visitation.
In my opinion, the judge said you have the kids weekends or whatever your arrangement was. It sounds to me like him letting her come over was him doing her a favor. And when he got into this relationship, there was obviously something in the dynamic that his new girlfriend wasn't fucking with and didn't want her over there. So I think what happened was he developed a sort of new peace in his home without her over there. And he probably enjoyed that, like not having to have her over there, and got used to it. And now that situation has changed, he probably was like, I really like not having her over here. Because it's not like she doesn't see the kids at all. The court-ordered arrangement is for her to get the kids on the weekends, and it seemed like he was allowing her this extra time. Mm-hmm. And it maybe wasn't actually, because her having a mental breakdown is just not as easy as like, he probably felt the brunt of all of that.
Absolutely.
And I think him carving out his home as a place of peace that she doesn't come to, I don't think that's a bad thing. Because it's not like he's keeping her from the children entirely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do see both sides. It's I wouldn't want to say it's greedy to want to have more time with your kids.
No, but I'm saying if everything was cool when she was over there with the kids, he probably would have been like, okay, so old girl don't live here no more, come back with it. So there has to be a reason why he didn't want her back over there.
Man, peace is in abundance is a great thing. So yeah, I understand.
For the record, me? No, I don't think this guy's an asshole. For the Reddit thinks this guy's an asshole. So let's go through some responses. You're the asshole for altering a visitation schedule that was working for everyone for your girlfriend's benefit.
For everyone. For working for everyone.
Yeah, Reddit always be thinking they know. Mm-hmm. You're the asshole for letting a girlfriend dictate when your kids could see their mother. Did your kids' wants and needs never even cross your mind? Or was it all about getting your dick wet? Sounds like the mom was making a serious effort and following your girlfriend's rules. The kids love her and her husband. What's wrong with you?
So it's shit like that is like I said, I do think this guy's an asshole, but then I want to pedal back when y'all say bullshit like that. Like
there's a lot of conjecture in that statement.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the same camp as you.
So because they aren't married, like their relationship isn't valid, and how do they know the kids loved the arrangement? Ain't nobody asked them kids.
They literally just made up shit in their head.
Because if the kids are like, we want to see our mom more, I'm pretty sure he would have done that. Maybe the kids are like, you know what? I kind of like being over here without her.
Mommy doesn't buy us toys.
She had a mental breakdown. You think she's mother of the year?
You're the asshole, very much so. No wonder your ex had a mental breakdown. She had you for a husband and the father of her children.
Oh my God!
Based on your comments alone, you couldn't be more of an ass. Your ex-girlfriend was problematic to her relationship with her kids. She didn't want a stranger around her kids. The stranger being the mother of your children.
Stranger danger.
You put your ex-girlfriend above your own children. How are you not seeing that was wrong?
That here was right.
Damn, Captain Saberho there.
They do not get to see their mother and have a full parent household, and because of the mother mental health issues, she also doesn't get to have her children in her own home. So this was months where she could have had access to her kids again. Not that she did not have access. You just made that up. And you honestly were selfish and only thinking of yourself. You're sitting here judging her for crying and asking questions you rightfully have the right to. That's how they wrote that. You rightfully have the right to, since your ex was the reason for the limited access to your kids. Again, she isn't crazy and unreasonable for demanding answers. I genuinely cannot believe you weren't part of the reason she had a mental breakdown.
They acting like the ex nailed him to the wall and was like, that bitch can't come up. He had to agree to it.
It's not even that. You have court order visitation. The court said this is when you see these kids. Everything else was a bonus. That's me doing you a solid. Fuck off. I ready to get me so worked up off of that bullshit. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's play nice. I kind of do need to be aware of your relationship status, because if you who you got around my children.
Yeah.
That's real. But it's not. It doesn't even rise to asshole. A dick, as always. I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like, especially like some of the language he used and the way he said it.
Yeah.
This guy definitely seems like.
To me, he sounds like a motherfucker tired of a motherfucker who got mental issues. Is what he sounds like to me.
Yeah, but Reddit's like, how dare you move on with your life and try to live a happy existence? That woman had a mental breakdown. Doesn't matter that she's remarried. You're not allowed to be happy because she was unhappy at one point.
Yeah.
That you may or may not have had any part
She's
of.
remarried. Her life's together now.
She got a whole other man.
Because she's fine.
Yeah.
For Court's sake. That was this week's Emma the Asshole. That lasted. I didn't want to go out on one like that, but that's just how they end up wrapping up people. I try to go on, we try to go out on these a little happier note.
Yeah, Reddit made that one bad.
So they pulled us out.
Yeah.
It's a time for our little entertainment section of the week. I promise you, nothing. I want to say I hopped on the sticks for Fortnite because they have this dope Wolverine and Deadpool skins that they had on sale, and I had the coins for it, so I copped the Deadpool and Wolverine skins and played with the Deadpool skin, and that was fun. It's fun, good time to be had. But I haven't watched anything this week. Me and Chaffee did record an episode of So Chef that I kind of need to put up, but I have not edited it yet. But it is available. I also need to put up something for the patrons. It's there. I got it. I'm over here the next few days. I'm off Monday, so I can probably make it happen. I'll try to get everything up and running that day. Also, I'm posted, and we're going to record Cadillac Monday, so there's a lot going on in the realm of podcastery for your boy right now. But I'm not. No, nothing out of the ordinary for watching, playing, reading, listening to podcasts. Cole and his boy from did a not a review, but I don't know what you want to call it. We're gonna call it a review but just a sprinkle of that of the new Childish Gambino album and what their thoughts about it. Early response to that record, and that was a fun listen. So, but that's the only thing out of the ordinary that I listened to this week, and that's I don't know if you've listened to that Childish Gambino album, but I really, really, really dig it, and. It's funny. I remember seeing a TikTok where somebody was like, "Man, Childish Gambino got a cheat code. He got Ludwig Göransson, and that motherfucker who won Academy Awards." I'm like, "What do you think Ludwig got it started?"
Right.
With that same Childish Gambino, he exists and does what he does now because he was hanging out with this dude and they made work together. So it's not a cheat code. It's where it started.
It's a relationship.
Yeah, and that Childish Gambino album is real special, so you should probably fuck with it if you have not.
I haven't listened to a Childish Gambino album since camp.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say my entertainment for this week, I've been too fucking busy.
Yeah.
It was funny when we were in Philadelphia. T was singing Josephine by High Tech, and I did listen to that a couple times. But other than that, that's it.
I haven't watched a single thing all week. I've literally, since we got back, I have been busy every single fucking day. Yeah. Like 4 days in a row, I have not been home in the evening.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Olympics, but
Oh yeah, okay. It is the Olympic Games, and I have been watching the shit out of the Olympics. That's why I'm not watching anything else.
I watched that Tyler Perry movie.
Oh,
I was entertained. I was entertained.
I was just listening to Ron Karen talk about it, and you know, and I'm gonna say this, and motherfuckers gonna be looking at me real cricket like I've not seen a single Tyler Perry movie.
The thing is like his filming style has changed.
interesting.
From a filmmaking perspective, it's beautiful. The last 2 movies that he's made, they are gorgeous. Like that lot he has, the whatever he's doing out there, it is gorgeous. The storytelling is wild. Obviously, I was entertained. Like realism, whatever, stereotypes, whatever. I don't watch movies to be mentally stimulated. I watch movies to forget about how horrible life is. Like, and that it did the trick.
The interesting thing I've heard from him lately is, you know, the one critique is that he lets no one in.
Yeah, which is not true. He just doesn't let anyone write or direct.
But that's the thing, though. He said, like, when he was on, it's your girl Kiki.
Yeah.
That he's been letting other people write and direct. Mm-hmm. But he is still, like...
He has the final say.
Yeah, he's still the Dr. Dre of it. But he's letting High Tech do the beats and stuff, and not. But he's still taking credit.
I mean,
for
the formula works. He's printing money. Why would he change? Like, I wish he would go with union writers. Is my only beef with him, but you know, whatever. And then I'm watching America's Next Top Model. Randomly, Pluto TV shows the old episodes at night, and I got into like a hole, and so I just went back and started, and like there's some bangers of seasons. Like you cannot watch it with your 2024 sensibilities because they were saying awful things to these young women, but just for entertainment factor, like season 3, 4, 5, and now 6 I'm on, or is it 4, 5, 6, and 7 now that I'm on 7? Like reality TV gold.
I still have not forgiven you, Tyra, for the way you treated Robin. Never will forgive
Man,
you.
the way they was calling Robin fat. Takara.
Yeah, Robin was so fucking beautiful.
Robin was fine.
She was fucking flawless, and like I said,
They were calling Robin old.
she looked better than Tyra Banks.
Robin was fine.
And the fact of the matter is, probably still looks better than Tyra Banks.
But Robin was not a model. And I hated that they brought so many women on that show who weren't models. Mm-hmm. And then every week in judging would be like, you're not really a model. Like, why the fuck you bring me here then?
You know what? It's often that that we'll be talking about something, especially on Creme Patissier, that Nick brings up a point that I'm like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. None of these ladies are models.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you're trying to be America's Next Top Model, but none of them are models, which... Yeah,
and we often exchange model for like video vixen. Models aren't usually traditionally like quote unquote fine. They're striking. Yes. They're beautiful. They're interesting. But like that's why Tyra is kind of an anomaly. She was one of the first models who was like, oh goddamn, she's fine. But Robin was just like a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, she is. What I would, cause she's a spokesmodel or something like that.
No, because she had that accent. There was nothing about Robin that works in the traditional fashion or commercial industry.
I love.
She's just a very beautiful woman.
I love a country accent. I love a New York accent on a woman so much. If I could marry just accents, I would.
But prior to influencer culture, accents don't sell product.
Yeah. I don't know. She could definitely sell me a country fried steak, and I don't even eat
It's like
beef.
the one time. So I like lost a bunch of weight on Weight Watchers like 100 years ago, and as I said, if I got to my goal weight, I'm gonna go audition to be a Raiderette. And I knew I had no chance, whatever. But I was like, it was just a goal of mine. And part of the line went through this like bar in a hotel, and it was like 6 dudes, and they're like, I don't know if the Raiderette's looking for, but you what I'm looking for. But that was me at my absolute fittest, where like I did not feel attractive, and they were like, "Shit."
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, there you go, people. You know what it is. Housekeeping, please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. If you want to support the show financially and got a few stars away, consider joining us over on Patreon with members at the $5 and above. Nope, there is no above tier anymore. I got to tweak that damn writing. It's $5. It's $1, which is basically you let me hold $1. It's $5 and I give you something for it. Each month in early access new shows. We also got merch over at tpublic.com/Crunchy, all one word. And feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you, and hear from you we have.
Yay! There's some crim pat feedback.
I have the crim pat feedback. First up is Miko Michelle.
Tongue twister.
Hey y'all, I just finished the last Gabs episode and wanted to let you know how much fun it was this season. I liked that even though I was a little behind in watching/listening, the losers weren't spoiled for me by the thumbnail for the show this time. As long as I didn't click on it. No shade, truly my own issue, and it was resolved. Haha. Either way, you all did a fantastic job hosting the contestants, and I especially enjoyed the Mackenzie episode, as I'm also from San Diego, so connecting with her on IG was cute. I was also looking forward to the chaos of y'all having everyone on the last episode, but the way it worked out was probably for the best. By the way, started following a gal that won the current season of the Great Kiwi Bake Off. Have any of you seen that? I have not. Older seasons look hard to find, but looks like the current season is on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
All right, thanks for a good time. Can't wait to do it again in the fall, Miko.
Thank you, Miko.
Thank you, Becky.
Of course, we got a shout out from the homie Frank. Hi, y'all. Meant to reply earlier in the week, but real life gets in the way. Thank you for the shout out. All I did was give you a little nudge. You three made it happen, which is no surprise. All the interviews went great. This is the ego stroking portion of this letter. You are good at what you do, and you have a rare combination. The three of you come off like a good morning radio showcast. Great chemistry. You feed off each other well, but without losing your individual identities. I found a lot of people or groups who cover that show lack that spark. More so, you all have a genuine passion for the show and for baking, where you are able to articulate very thoughtful comments and insights, but in a style that keeps you accessible. No trace of artifice or pretension, like the sentence I just wrote, LOL. That combination, I think, ties into how well you come across, as well as producing good interviews with the contestants that are clearly comfortable and at ease talking with you. You ask sound questions with the right touch of humor and engagement. I would not be surprised if you eventually book interviews with past contestants from GBBO. You might one day get Noel or Sandy or Allison or even Paul himself.
Or Zach Jerry.
From yo taps to God's ears. Good luck to you all. I look forward to your coverage on the upcoming season. Now I'm going to save that one just to read it on actual KP.
Yeah, thank you very
KP
much.
listeners can hear that bit of all right.
Listen, we are in a very powerful moon phase manifestation portal. Make it so. Thank you, Frank, so much.
Shout out to Casey Wilson.
The homie William Jackson Kent hit us on the text message and was like, Rita's is popping up everywhere. The one at Warrensville Center will be the one I support.
Oh, yeah.
It's one coming together over that way.
Yeah. It was funny. I was looking up the location I went to, and I seen the one in Warrensville Center is coming up, so we're both Eastsiders.
Nice. Last one from the other homie, Nobel laureate Dr. Motsford A. Lubitsky, Esquire. Skinpot, Ed Tatum, congrats on the house. Jurassic Park is a fun game. Taylor 713, you describe Popeyes perfectly. My partner enjoys a classic Coke from McDonald's. Trans rights are human rights. Thank you for that. And Lunchbox, pierogies and lube sound like the beginning of a personal ad. Oh my gosh, people, that was this week's Stays Crunchy in Milk. Shout out to the homie NicJu for joining us this week. Coming up and kicking it.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad to have you. So.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming for me to get up here.
Yeah. Let's see. Nick hosts What's the Tea? It comes out when it comes out.
Yeah.
Right now, I think this is Reggie's wild busy, and you are wild busy yourself.
Reggie is in London at a film festival, and then I think he's going to Switzerland or something. So we gonna try to get an August episode in, but I have a plan in case that does not happen. I will release our episode that we did on the top 10 on the regular feed.
Excellent. Make Reggie bring you back some chocolate from Switzerland.
I actually asked for a can of beans and some jammy Dodgers.
Oh, wow.
In my kitchen, you can't see right now. There's a can of.
I see them. The
Heinz
yes.
next to the TARDIS tea kettle,
Yeah.
teapot, and it's just changing there, people. So That's what's up. But she also hosts Crunchy Say. It's a Great British Bake Off podcast. It should be back probably late September is usually when a Bake Off comes rolling back around. I got a name for the person I need to reach out to Netflix to get access to. I just don't have his email address. Like, I got Love Production sent me his name, but did not send me his email address. You think they would have just given me all of the information I needed, but I'm gonna try to make sure we have at least some info going into the next season of Bake Off. So we'll be all more prepared for it. But it's all good. We'll figure it out. That's, of course, my homie, Tatum.
I've thought about trying grape jelly on a sandwich.
I know you're not a fan. Or you.
Yeah, I thought about it. I had to jar in my hand and everything. But I was like, you know what? Strawberry it is, too.
That's the Slavic with his own lunchbox. 2099.
I agree.
I need a nice Magic the Gathering themed outro for you. We'll work on it. We'll write something up.
He can be like Gambit, mon ami.
Mon ami. That'd be bad Gambit or mid Gambit. So that's what it is. I am the Internet State 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll do it next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.